Yeah, I'll wait for everybody to hop in roll 20, and then we'll get started.
The stream is going now.
Excellent.
I mean, it was going before, but now the audio is open. So, yeah. Yep.
So now they know what's going on.
Yep.
I can embarrass myself.
Yep.
Fully.
Yep.
The important part.
Yep. We haven't rested, so everybody's pretty depleted on spells and I think health.
Yeah. So last time, obviously we had a great long session with a whole lot of progress through a band of orcs and rescuing a princess that ended with the disappearance of the past events, as has happened now twice before this one.
It went a little weirdly this time at the end, though, didn't it?
It did go a little bit weirdly this time at the end. Now, obviously, there's plenty of time for you guys to do what you will discuss that in character on your way home. But what has happened at the moment of this closure? So it's been, I believe you guys are in the middle of your third day in the field, and as the people you were working with from the past, and of course the occasional orc pirate corpse strewn about the area, disappeared into sparks of light at the end of this.
Very sad again.
Yeah, didn't they like recognize they were fading away this time?
Made it even sadder.
That is very much the impression you got, but from only Ferris.
But that's only because Ferris ought to have died.
Right.
That's why.
Right.
To remind you, it seemed a whole lot to you like everybody else there had no idea what she was talking about. Gakari was still, in fact, having a conversation with Nikta even after the latter had disappeared seconds beforehand. So that is where we are, except only about 30 seconds later, when the first wave, the psychic blast that marks the beginning of the redshift that travels very quickly across Vesoth from the tower, from the origin of the redshift, struck you all as it does on a roughly weekly basis. And then something that's never happened before was immediately after that, a second first wave struck you all again.
That's right.
And that's where we stopped it.
Yeah. That would have made me want to race home really fast, more so than normal. That's bad news.
Before we race home, I would like to give you all your XP for last time. We did not do that last time at the end. So everybody has gained 1,600 experience points. I'll go ahead and pop that onto Arenace's sheet for her. But you guys can handle it for yourselves. It looks like everybody's going to be around between 8,500 and 9,000. Should be about
I was
right.
already at 9,000 something, so I'm at 10,975.
I'm at 11,000.
50.
Arenace is probably a little bit behind then. She hasn't been attending as often, so that makes sense. Good to know. Okay.
1750 is actually what I'm at.
Sorry.
Wait, how much?
That was wrong. No, never mind.
I see you at 9,150.
Yeah, absolutely. So that should be 17 plus 600, right?
1,000.
Yeah. Sorry. No, that's where I did my fuck up. I'm bad at math. very bad at math.
You said 1600, right?
That's 1600. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Uh,
1070.
it's okay. It's late. It's
Zero.
late Friday, 10 p.m. It's all good.
10750. Yep. No. I.
Hey, you've got a calculator right there on your desk.
Yeah, but
It's good size too.
that's bad. No.
Heavy
no.
iron.
If I use the fucking calculator, that means that I'm not practicing. That means that I'm admitting my weakness, and I'm not getting better.
Son,
Well,
we
it's
literally
worse
couldn't have
because
had
I
this
am not
conversation
getting
without
better.
the calculator.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
that-
yeah,
that is-
yeah,
that
sure,
is all
whatever.
true.
All of it is true. No one has said a falsehood.
All right, and you said
Anyway,
at the end of the last session that we opened the book and it started kind of revealing the instructions.
Oh yeah. So if that's what you're interested in right now, whoever has the book, I believe Nimbus and Alvisstavver were kind of juggling it back and forth. Essentially, what you're getting from that book right now is it's like so when you opened it earlier while you were interacting with Ferris and the gang, you kind of got just like a heavy mental static where like just kind of looking at the pages made you not be able to think about anything, and it was hard to like you couldn't as though there was something there that you could not see and you knew it was there because you couldn't see it. But now immediately after the first wave, if you check the book, you receive a similar sort of phenomenon mentally where you are not reading words in the book, but you are understanding what the book says, even though by all accounts you could not possibly describe any visual or auditory input being given to you by this book. And essentially, to boil it down, what it's telling you is that you have a powerful sensation that if you go northwest a fair ways, probably by your estimation, by the understanding this is giving you, you'd probably get there around evening tonight, maybe a little bit earlier than that, and that would be where this book's destination is.
But we just felt those.
You did, yeah. This is immediately after the first wave.
Yeah.
Excitement, but also like
Right. Do we? We can't run ahead of the wave.
no.
No, Mont'larin's the only one with the mobility to attempt something like that.
I also
Oh,
only have
excuse me, I'm
11
a rogue.
HP and no spell slots.
I was gonna say my spells are pretty lacking.
Mine are too.
Unless some of you pull magic out of your ass, I can run faster than all.
Oh, I have a warhorse.
Oh shit! I forgot about that. Bet Mountie.
It might be better to retreat and return for the next.
Do we have a
Like-
way of
like-
keeping track where we are?
That's easy enough for you to do. There are enough landmarks in the Flower Sea that you can kind of make a map or a mental map of it.
Well, and Alvisstavver's map guy, right?
Yeah, exactly. And as I understand it, he's basically been drawing maps the whole time you guys are walking.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I have a combo thing going now with my Tourette's.
Yeah.
My mage hand Tourette's.
Yikes.
No, that was just my phone falling down. It's fine.
Very classy.
Getting back here, getting back to where you need to go, would be easy for you guys at this point. I believe it took you 2.5 days to get out here, so you should be able to get back home just as quick.
How long does the redshift usually take to take an effect?
So normally it's possible to the rule of thumb is that you can basically outrun it on foot, even across multiple days. It travels slowly enough that it takes about 5 or 6 days to actually expand far enough to cover the whole radius that you're familiar with.
It might be entirely unwarranted, but still, like the double shift thing is really worrisome. Alvisstavver kind of wants to.
You haven't not experienced it before, and you do not know of it happening in the past.
And we don't know what it means.
Right. We don't know if it means it's doubled up or like we don't know what we don't know what that means. Is it faster?
We don't know what it means. We kind of don't want to find out either.
It seems like not.
No, the church seems a little safe, but even then, now that we haven't like experienced that too, the whole weight of it kind of maybe we want
Right, are these smaller obelisks safe?
Yeah, maybe we want to race, like really race to Fort Maricus.
Maricus? You mean Orvis, the city?
Orvis.
What's
No,
the fast?
wow.
What's the
No.
closest? What's the closest
To you
obelisk from here?
guys, the closest one would definitely be
Temple.
The church, right?
Yeah, the temple. Orvis would be. Let me just see if we can
Maybe a few days.
do this out real quick. 20 hexes, just as the crow flies. So like, how much is that? That's like 5 days.
I mean, if you feel like that one is also stable enough too, like, all I'm saying is that Maricus is like long-term stable. That one is the safest.
There's no way we can get to Maricus before the redshift. So
Good point.
Well, I mean, in theory, if the redshift is moving at normal speed and you guys are okay with marching 8 hours a day, you should be able to make it there. But again, it is quite far away to Fort Maricus. It's like 200 miles straight. That's pretty far.
Yeah, that's a
That's
long ways
that's
on
why
foot.
this is a bit panicky. Yeah. But
We'll
still,
probably
like
be fine
we're
at the church.
maybe.
Besides, Evergreen could just write a cool song if something goes terribly wrong.
Sure. I mean, if there's enough of me left.
Oh, I'm sure it'll hold.
Do it in the 30 seconds you've got left.
I'm sure
That would be a
wondrous,
very punk rock
songs
song.
have been made in those last 30 seconds.
Actually, I probably pull out my a flute and start playing, and then some like rainbow stuff would happen. It would be all like Macross.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to be careful because if Ambergreen starts playing his flute during a redshift, like the next round of your guys' characters that we have to make, we'll end up having to fight a flute boss.
yeah, let's not do that.
Flute boss. That's the name of my band, actually.
Now he's gonna go do it on purpose.
Actually, the name of my
Ambergreen
the name of my
dies
band is
in the red
Flute Roll, but
Flute roll up?
just Flute Roll because that way it's
Oh, I see. When you go on tour, that'll be the name of the tour, the Fruit
Right.
Roll Up tour. Got it.
right.
Yeah. Okay, so it sounds like the plan is to head back. I mean, obviously, you guys can make choices about where you want to go from the temple as well, because you can communicate with with home base from there.
Yeah, I mean, they might tell us to come all the way to Orvis for what it's worth. I just wonder if we'd be able to keep ahead of the Redshift in the swamp.
Maybe if some of our friends are available.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Then we'd be all right. Well, I mean, we'll make it to the church no matter what, though. So.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's that.
So yeah, I'm definitely for heading back and reporting what we saw.
The only alternative would be again, like staying, taking an hour rest, kind of recovering a bit, and then one man lone charger to pick it up, and then head back on your own accord, and we'll just either you'll see us along the way or you'll make your own way. If you'd be willing to attempt it.
I mean, sure. That seems like a thing I could do.
All right. Because you, sir, you rated it was going to be get there in the evening by foot, not full hauling ass speed on a magic steed.
Your understanding, and to be specific, you guys are actually down here. But your understanding right now, with what the book is telling you, is that you could probably reach its destination, most likely within the day. It's kind of a fuzzy understanding, but it's giving you like a sense that you have. It's kind of how you mentally calculate how long it would take you to cross town to somewhere you've been once before.
I see. Well, that would be a lot faster on a horse.
Sir, I could, like, in theory, put somebody on the back of that horse with me. Like, I could take Alvisstavver.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Certainly. There's Alvisstavver's small.
I was just thinking maybe somebody could navigate. I'd focus on riding.
I could absolutely do that. I got a map. I'm very small. That's all up to the DM though.
No. 2 people on a warhorse is completely reasonable, especially if one of them is tiny. Well, small mechanically.
Right.
And Alvisstavver is just jazzed up enough with endorphins, both in fear and whatnot to, be in the right mood to take this kind of journey as well. I mean, he kind of wants to be safe, but also kind of wants to be a part of it. So
it is the fastest horse for miles, I'm sure.
Yeah, right. So yeah.
I'm down. I would like to take a short rest and maybe recover some hit dice before we go.
Oh yeah, we should definitely take a little short rest together.
Yeah, short rest is possible. 1 hour of downtime to kind of patch yourselves up and everything. Obviously, the events you experienced were very real as you experienced them. You all feel the effects of that, and the physical punishment you endured is not magically vanished.
Okay, so
how many hit dice can you use in a rest? As many as you want?
As many as you like in whatever sort of sequence you like. So if you want to do one at a time until you're full up, that's totally fine.
All right. I'll click the short rest.
And just keep in mind you recover half of your total on a long rest.
Right.
Did I click that or not?
I think you can click the short rest button on the sheet and it'll ask you how many hit dice you want to spend. It'll pop up.
No, I think you hit the D10 on hit dice.
Hit the DX. Yeah. But also hit short rest because that'll refill any of your short rest abilities.
Well, and should undo some of my spells?
As a cleric, I think you only regain on long rest.
Did I actually need to use those 2 hit dice? No, I did. Yeah, I remember getting it.
I'm going to regain a 2nd level spell and a 1st level spell using the
Yeah, Albus, you're at 12 health.
special
You took some
ability. The arcane recovery.
Well, I'm at 23 now, but yeah, exactly. That's what I thought I read. I just was wondering if I misread it.
Nice total roll, Ambergreen.
10 on the dot.
What are we supposed to hit?
Naya, if you hit the if you look at your character sheet in the hit dice box, if you hit
Yeah.
that D8 right after the 5 out of 5,
I was going to say,
It'll-
mine's a D8, not a D10.
yeah, it's different per class. Mont'larin has a D10 because he's a big swarthy paladin.
Yep, tanky boy.
So you hit that, it'll ask you how many you want to roll. You decide how many. Again, you can do it one at a time if you like, and then just do it over and over again, and that's fine.
What's the number of dice?
You have 5 total.
So you don't
And-
have to spend all 5 if you don't want. You can do them one at a time and then stop whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
It's 3, and I got a 24.
Damn, nice.
Okay, you're topped off at 31 health.
Sweet.
Those are some good rolls there.
Wow, yeah, that was totally overkill. Okay, Naya, please roll that well for the rest of the night.
I was going to say, I probably just shot my wad, didn't I?
Yeah, maybe not.
And also, you can hit the short rest button once, and that'll refill any short rest abilities you have automatically.
Sadly, I don't think I get any of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, I clicked it. Nothing seems to have happened.
Yeah, I got my breath weapon back, and my wild shapes are back, and that's it.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I don't have breath weapons or wild shapes.
Wild shapes is extra
You
HP.
got other stuff.
Should have been in Dragon Druid.
Bum. You gotta be the fucking Dragonborn. That's what it was.
I think
Publican.
Evergreen has a short rest ability though, doesn't he? I saw one. Yeah, your
Well, I
channel divinity.
clicked it. My what?
Okay,
Oh,
so
my
the
channel
plan,
divinity.
Oh yeah, I have a
review the
channel
plan
divinity too.
now.
I always forget about that.
Sorry, what was that now?
So can we review the plan? Mont'larin and Alvisstavver are going to go to the book location, and the rest of us are going where?
We're going home.
To the obelisk, the closest one?
Yeah,
Okay.
because they're going to be able to get to it faster than us, in general, with the horse.
All right. What about the tower thingy that's in the next hex over?
That is the location of the Witch's Tower that you.
Yeah. Did we determine that it had any protection from the Redshift?
It
It
doesn't.
does not. There have been conversations to potentially bring up an obelisk over there, but
Okay, but it hadn't happened. Right.
yeah,
Okay.
that's not happened yet.
All right.
Okay then. So we said Mont'larin and Alvisstavver are going north.
If that's the direction the book's telling us to go, yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay, so everybody else, the hour passes. It's like 1 p.m. You guys start. You part ways, and we will split off to Mont'larin and Alvisstavver for a moment. So you two, with Alvisstavver's guidance, follow this book. So Alvisstavver, like I said, this is kind of like you have, you've been to a spot in town before, and you remember how to get there, and that's like the full understanding that this book is giving you. And when you get there, you will most likely receive some further instruction. So over the next couple of hours, you guys head up in this direction. And at a certain point in the one of the widest parts of the Flower Sea, Alvisstavver, once again, you could easily sink under these flowers if you hopped off the horse for a moment. Your understanding from the book, I assume you kind of have this like handheld and open most of the time.
Yeah. Think Lord of the Rings, Gandalf and fucking, was it Merry or Pippin at that point?
Alvisstavver would right in front, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
He totally would.
because I'm I'm child size, so it's literally
you fit over the neck.
Yeah,
basically. Hold the book to guide.
Yeah. So you're kind of like roughly directing, and at a certain point, you get the information that you've essentially arrived, and all at once you get the understanding that all you need to do is take this book with you to a particular spot that is now within spitting distance, and you will enter the guarded vault, which keeps the key that you want.
Is the garden vault gonna be safe?
Vault.
Guarded vault, yeah. I mean, it's guarded. Is it unaltered by the Redshift?
Nobody mentioned that part.
No.
You have the key to the vault that contains the key for another vault.
That's awesome. That's fucking. But I'm also wondering if we're like.
So I believe the description that the witch gave to you was that the vault that you are trying to go into and retrieve this object from, it takes the form of a sort of well, I think she outright told you it's located in a demiplane, and which
she did say that
is a small pocket dimension sort of connected to the world by only one point, accessible to anybody who has the knowledge or the key to get in there only. And when you get in there, the circumstances do take the form of a sort of trial that you have to complete to access the item.
Awesome.
Great.
It's all in the details.
I mean, I guess we're the best two to do it.
Go Team Adventure!
Yay!
All right, well, fucking ask me the questions, Bridgekeeper. I'm not afraid.
Yeah, fuck yeah. No, we're there. It's right here.
Good luck.
I mean, all right. So I'm just going to be straight with you guys. If you want to do this, we're doing this. It means it might be a moment before anybody else can play, but we can do this.
How do you feel about that?
Well, it's one of those things where the more times we come back to this place to do stuff, the more sessions before we get to go back south, do cool stuff in Orvis, and then get on that ship to that tower.
It's true. Like if you guys want to get on with it, and you don't mind playing audience for a little bit, we can do this totally.
That's fine. We can heckle.
Yeah, and we might die anyway. Like we don't know how close the Redshift is.
Okay. So
doesn't that make you feel better?
You
might all die anyway.
Alvisstavver, you can describe for Mont'larin, essentially like, okay, we need to get off the horse. We need to go to like this location, and you can basically point at it.
Fuck, that's funny, Snipe. But yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, I'm gonna follow his instructions until I can tell what's going on.
Okay, so you guys basically you dismount. Alvis, if you want to, I don't know if Mont'larin's planning on continuing to carry you for convenience.
No,
but
I'm like Ratatouille on his head, just giving him guidance.
Perfect. The ears, they're like handlebars.
Awesome.
So you step forward into a completely unremarkable patch of flowers. Looks the same as all the rest. And the moment your foot crosses this invisible threshold, you are both. Your center of gravity is immediately flipped completely upside down. The sky is now below you. The flowers are now above you in the sky. You can see for a moment the flowers from below falling upward away from you. And in all the space below them, you see around you a vast starscape, which you are currently falling through. Considering you were in physical contact, you guys are probably falling together at this point. But
Are you like used to
a
this
really
kind of thing,
deep hole,
Mont'larin? I mean, you're an elf, right? This is your kind of thing. Feel like tripping balls here a little bit, and I'm.
So, actually, serious question though, sir.
Yeah.
Is this similar to the demi-plane that the vault we found on the lake existed in?
If you remember the external, like through the windows that you looked at one time, it's a similar sort of feeling where you are in this. I mean, it feels like you've left the planet essentially, and now you're among the stars. Let me see if I don't super have anything perfect for this, but let me see if I can.
Mont'larin was one of the folks that went through the hole to fight the gray beasts, right?
No, but I did go to the vault in the session after that.
Who was it that went in that one?
That was
I know Naya was there.
Naya and Emergreen.
I do not remember the Gray Beasts.
You do?
I do not.
In the other world.
Oh
No.
Maybe that was Ronku? I don't know.
It might have been. Yes.
that was a while back.
Well, then let's just say there's not a comparable experience to maybe ask. Because I was going to ask, is it kind of like that, but in a different way? But no.
Let me see if I can. Let me paste this. No, well, okay. What if I export this? I want to give you guys a little something to look at while we're here instead of just a plain old map. It's going to be a little janky, but it's okay. That's a big file. So you are both in this space, and you can see the world you are in. The flower sea is growing smaller and smaller away from you, and as you tumble down, or what feels like down, having lost all sense of direction, you see a shimmering silvery, almost a platform in this vast space that is quickly accelerating up to meet you at the same speed that the flower sea is accelerating away from you.
Can we at least twist around so we're feet first? Is that possible?
You can absolutely try to do this. You can kind of like maneuver yourself in space to try to like attempt to manage this whole event gracefully.
And this is how I spun around and landed on my spine.
So
also, did the horse fall?
Your upload failed. You guys got off the horse first, right?
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say Bet Mounty got left behind, sadly. Okay. Which means he actually desummoned. Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, because you're in a different dimension now?
I'm far enough away from him that he's oh no. I don't have any spell slots to summon him back.
Oh no.
Shit.
So hold on. Please export to less
It's a
than
little
10
old
megabytes.
fuck moment, right?
I had something that's like really good for this, but I didn't have it in a usable format. So all right, we're uploading. I'm gonna get you guys a nice picture. The platform, the silvery platform, is accelerating toward you, and before you can really realize what is happening, you are there, and the platform has met you, feet first for the most part. In fact, compared to what you were trying to do to like maneuver yourselves into a usable position, it was really effortless to land on your feet, almost as though it had been designed to make this happen.
Ooh.
Oh, good job, sir.
Thanks.
I was hoping for a picture.
So, the two of you land apart from one another. And the moment your feet touch the floor,
Kind of like a magical separation or something. I'm holding onto his head like a child.
there would have been a moment as you two were falling where you were pulled away from him.
Okay. This
by
like
the
a
forces that are navigating you through space.
okay.
Right.
Okay.
And
Better to go with it.
far away from you on this platform, you can see kind of a like a raised dais in the distance. And to you, it's too far away to really see what it is, but you can see something on top of that dais. It's the only thing you can see in this entire place.
I'm
You get
picturing a Holy Grail kind of esque.
you get a good feeling about it. And this is what you see as your feet light upon the ground.
Also,
And then
Monty Python.
the moment your feet are fully flat on the floor, you are surrounded by sheer silvery walls rising around you in a pattern that appears completely random. And a moment later, a glassy ceiling covers the whole thing flat. You are within this unknown space, surrounded on all sides by pearly white walls. With, at the moment, for both of you, straight pathway forward and back, and you can see that it kind of twists and turns off left and right a little ways forward.
Huh.
Are we cut off from each other? Or?
You do not see each other anymore. You are alone.
What the fuck? That's not okay.
Okay. I want to draw my sword and sort of scrape the tip on the ground. Does it leave a mark?
It does.
Excellent. Okay. I am going to step forward towards the next turn, leaving a trail of like dash marks with the tip of my sword in the ground behind me.
Okay. So there's a way we're going to do this. You guys are going to make dice rolls to navigate. You're going to tell me how you want to navigate. You're going to tell me what talents of yours you're going to use to navigate, and I will tell you what to roll for it. Normally we do this in initiative order, but there's only two of you, so we'll just take turns. And as long as you are actually attempting to make progress, every 20 minutes of movement, your character will make one roll. and every 1 hour of time that passes, something may happen.
Neat.
So
I
every
guess.
third roll, effectively.
Yeah. That's what that would mean, yeah.
Essentially, that means not much besides the descriptions will happen in between the first and second roll. So if you guys just want to tell me what it is you're trying to do immediately, Mont'larin, if you are just trying to go forward and make markings to mark your path through this maze.
I also want to explicitly only make left turns.
Okay.
That's smart. Yeah, I hear what you're doing. If you encounter a turn, right, that you only want to make a left turn.
Yeah, like I'm effectively doing the place one of your hands on one wall and keep it there the whole time you walk, but I don't actually want to touch the wall, so I'm just going to do it by only turning left.
Okay.
Even if that means I have to like effectively make a U-turn sometimes, you know.
All right then. So then, Mont'larin, why don't you? What skill that you have do you think would be appropriate for this? I'm obviously thinking something with intelligence.
Yeah.
I could go for wisdom, honestly.
Yeah, I could use perception. I mean, like, to Mont'larin, this is. Oh, I recognize what this is. This is a hedge maze. Well, hedge maze. Well, I know how to navigate these. You know what I mean? So, like, for him, it's I'm going to guess perception because it's like, oh, I did these as a kid.
Okay. You know what? That's fair enough. I can agree with that reasoning. So yeah, go ahead and give me a perception roll. Okay.
I never said I was actually good at them, though.
Yeah. You walk for a time. You walk for about 20 minutes, and after that 20 minutes is up, you feel like you might have made a full square, but you do not recognize the spot you're currently in.
God damn that.
What kind of like landmarks do they have?
What?
What kind of landmarks do you have?
Hey, good news, Mont'larin. I reviewed Find Steed, and it's 1 mile range before you lose telepathy, not before it poofs. It does not poof. Your horse is waiting for you.
Thank God.
I was like, it poofs? That seems weird. Okay. But no, I looked it up.
I remembered it had a range. I didn't realize it was just for telepathy. Thank God.
Okay, Alvisstavver, how would you like to handle the circumstances you find yourself in?
Alvisstavver, after getting over freaking out a little bit because he can't see Mont'larin.
Yeah, you are now alone in an enclosed space. It's a very tall, like roomy space, but it's definitely a very sterile white, obviously wizard shit.
Obviously wizard shit, yeah. No, but it does feel homey in a sense, like everything that Alvisstavver wanted to get out of in the tunnels, but definitely something he can like center himself around. But immediately upon gaining breath, he will whip out a blank of his cartography tools and start with X being his current location. He'll do a similar thing as Mont'larin, where he marks the spot where he's at, and then he's going to go in a direction after like marking north. Maybe every 5 of his steps.
For the both of you, you kind of have a bearing on like where that dais you saw was. So like if you kind of want to like point yourself in that direction and go, that's perfectly viable to start with.
Fucking yeah. That's what he's gonna call what north is, but Alvisstavver doesn't trust anybody, let alone himself, to walk in a straight line, especially when wizard shit is going on. So Yeah, so every 5 steps or so, he's not just making a mark on the ground, but he's also on his sort of cartography map. He's literally mapping his steps as if this was
Okay.
kind of an RPG.
Now, you are proficient in your cartography tools, right?
Oh, yeah.
So why don't you make me a roll with your cartography tools? Then?
I am proficient, but sadly I only get a +3.
Wait,
means I'm not proficient. Or wait, I should be.
It should go. I figure cartography tools would be intelligence. Hang on. Xanathar's guide right here should tell me.
You have to manually add them to your skill roll. They're not. Roll 20
Yeah.
doesn't do that for you.
No.
Let's see. Components: Arcana, History, Religion, Nature, Survival.
I thought I took
Craft a map.
proficiency.
It doesn't outline a particular recommended skill aside from.
I have literally cartography tools.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I would say cartography is almost certainly a intelligence roll.
And I rolled shit with my...
So go ahead and what's your intelligence modifier?
My intelligence modifier is +2.
Okay, so that's a 14.
I think that took that into account. No, just the +6. Yeah, you're
Oh
right.
yeah,
It's
that's
a
just your
14.
expertise.
Yep.
So, all right then.
Thank you for telling me to change that too, because I did take proficiency in it. It just the skill was a part.
Dude, I was saying before you got here, Mont'larin, I've been using Fantasy Grounds for like 2 sessions now for my other game, and it's nice.
I tried to double click my avatar to bring up my character sheet. Yeah, it is a little nice.
Totally.
Okay then. So I'm gonna have you guys roll 2 more times. Alvisstavver with a 14. You begin making your map, and at a certain point after like the first 20 minutes of doing this, you find yourself scratching your head because surely there's no way that the hall that you just walked through crossed through the hall that you had walked through previously. You must have measured something wrong.
That's how I mapped it out.
Yeah, I mean, on your map, like you must have like lost track of a few steps you took or a corner you turned or something, because there's no way this hallway could be going through this other hallway. Those 2 hallways are completely flat and don't have branches off of them.
I do enter somewhat of a savant sort of mode when I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm scratching my head. What the fuck is this? Huh. But I'm in a completely different spot than I was before.
Oh, you've gone like roughly forward, taking a couple turns at this point. Yeah.
But according to my map, how much further have I actually gone? Even with crosses over and everything like that, I should have, like, if I look at X based on where the new X is.
You have certainly gone north.
Okay.
That much is like north, map north.
You know, vaudeville aside, that's enough. It's enough for me, I guess. For being a gnome, I am not well versed in magic whack ass bullshit like this.
Not that kind of gnome.
No, not that kind of gnome.
You ain't no fancy city, no.
Actually, the exact opposite. I am a fancy city gnome. I am not that forest mushroom eating fucking gnome.
I see. My mistake.
There's a very clear difference, especially in the out of character in the game that I'm playing right now, Arcanum. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Between a city slicker versus a mushroom eater, let's call him.
Man,
I mean, there's a distinction between those in the world to begin with. I mean, you've got your guys like Alvisstavver, obviously, and Smithy, who are kind of the engineers and like ubiquitous
Scholars.
Scholars, industrious types. They're, you know,
Tinkers.
I didn't quite hear that.
tinkerers is a word that you could use.
That's
Um,
what I thought I heard, though.
But occasionally you'll see it almost as a different species. The gnomes who do in fact live inside tiny cozy huts under the roots of trees and claim to be older than the planet because they've been there so long.
There's bomb goods people.
What?
Right, yeah, for sure. That's a different campaign, but yeah.
Different campaign, but there's bomb goods people. You know, he's a barbarian.
Yeah, I don't know if Sir would get that just immediately offhand.
I don't know the other campaign.
My other character in the other campaign that we play in, the one that Snipey is DMing. My character is a gnomish barbarian that wears the pelt of the badger that he killed with his bare hands.
I think I remember something about that.
Yeah, he essentially looks like a little pissed off badger from the back.
I know I just basically went off on a tangent for a second. I hate to say this, but can I take like a 5-minute break to go to the bathroom, put my chickens away?
Sure, yeah. We'll go ahead and roll for Mont'larin here.
Sweet. I can click.
If you want to click twice, yeah, we can make some progress.
Sweet. And just remember to add 2 to each of those rolls, or I'll fucking do it.
Sure thing. Yeah, if you'd like to keep using those cartographer tools, you can do the same roll. Nice. That's very nice.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's an 18 and a 27. So I know some weird ass fucking magical shit is going on, even though basically Alvisstavver in the back of his mind has given up on any actual map being made. He knows he's making progress. This is now more experimentation within magic space than anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Like after the second or the third attempt here, it's kind of become like a sort of mathematic to you on your map, where like, okay, well this is clearly working in non-Euclidean ways, but if I x equals y,
yeah,
x
equals the space that I am, or that I was standing in, and then I have a new x, so it's like x and y. Yeah, sorry.
So you feel like you're making progress.
That's all that really matters.
I will adjudicate Mont'larin. So you can feel free to change whatever talents you're using to do this, or you can keep going with the same strategy.
And I'll AFK for that 5 minutes.
Okay. Do I feel like my progress was constructive in that last 20 minutes, or do I feel like I'm a little lost?
You kind of you have a similar sense, but a less accurate sense than Alvisstavver had after his initial roll, which is, I thought I took 3 left turns or 4 left turns, but this isn't where I was standing before.
Got it. Okay. In that case, before I do anything else, I want to take a second and like center myself and open my divine senses and see if I can like detect anything of the sort that my senses can find.
Okay.
Oop, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
That's fine. Obviously, previously when I believe you did your divine sense earlier, and you sensed that the entire flower sea, and you were told this by the witch, is hallowed.
Right.
So that is definitely still here. Like there is some level of consecration that's happened inside this demiplane, and also, just to give you a little bit more visual and tactile feedback, while I say the walls and floors are like silvery white, walking on the floors is kind of like stepping on a unbroken puddle in that it almost as though it's like flowing.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And ripples. But it's definitely not water, and it does not have any depth. So not celestial, but celestially influenced. It's kind of getting around the parameters of the divine sense, but you can, to some degree, and again, this is within 60 feet, so it's not all that much.
Right.
But you can, to some degree, get the feeling like, can you make me a religion roll?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's reasonable. Mont'larin may have heard of the creatures such as modrons before.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So those being a type of angel, effectively, are not quite celestials, but they sort of fit into the same. If you were to give like a wider umbrella to them, and I doubt he's ever met one before, but from what he knows, it's kind of it's similar to the sort of sensation you'd expect from detecting the presence of modrons, which is that there's something that this place seems to be designed and organized, and has these rules that are expected to be obeyed.
Got it. Huh. Okay. Sorry, my cat's giving me things.
Hello, Mo.
Shit. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to continue to try to make my way. I want to try to figure out if I can understand the logic of this place as I'm going, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
I'm convinced now that this place has a set of rules, so I'm going to try to suss them out, touch the walls, take a step in one direction, then immediately turn and take a step in the other at a turn or a corner, just to see if the maze changes around me or anything like that. I want to try to understand a sense of this space.
Okay. Do you think that would be another perception?
Probably.
We can do that.
That's better than nothing.
With the bonus from your divine sense, I'll give you advantage on that roll.
Alrighty.
Since Mont'larin has some now idea of...
Yeah, that was not useful. Thank you, though.
He has some idea of what he's looking for now.
Right.
But yeah, after another 20 minutes, it seems that no matter how you try to kind of almost trick this thing into revealing its parameters to you, it seems like you are almost being outsmarted by it. You turn a corner and then you turn back around and you say, okay, I'm going to go this way. And then you turn around again and you're like, no, maybe I'll actually go this way. And you go a ways in the original direction. And then you say, okay, maybe not this way. Maybe we'll turn around again. And then you turn around again. And now the other hallway you tried before is now closed off.
See, this is why people like Alvisstavver don't trust anybody to walk forward.
This is why people drink.
Their life.
And this is you have to grab out your lipstick and mark the tiles.
That won't work.
Yeah, right.
I can say there's no ill effects from you touching the walls, so feel
Cool.
free.
Okay.
And yeah, why don't you go ahead and make your third attempt, and then we'll resolve what happens next.
Or if I took a little too long.
So, as I said, you do reach a point where you catch one of the hallways that you passed by disappearing on you. You turned, it goes out of your sight, you turn back again, you turn back again. All of a sudden, this passageway is gone. Receiving confirmation that this maze is changing around you probably would give Mont'larin the ability to kind of maybe not make more informed choices, but maybe at the very least move with more confidence.
Right.
So with that 17, there is a point where as you're moving, you actually spot a seam in one of the walls. And I think the way we would do it out is probably that, based on the knowledge you've gained so far, that if you move past this and sort of befuddle the maze into thinking you're going one direction, about face, that seam that was there before is now open, and you can go this new direction.
I would definitely do so.
Also during the each was 30 minutes, so yeah, over the hour I've been doing this, Alvisstavver would have thought at least once or twice to call out for Mont'larin.
Okay, then. Your voice echoes, but Mont'larin, you don't hear him.
Well,
Okay.
At current time.
To be fair, I probably would have done the likewise. So I probably had a similar experience myself last.
Alvisstavver isn't too worried about it. He was while he was really, really fucking paying attention to this cool map he's making.
Yeah. I would like to note that the witch did tell you this place is more or less harmless. So
yeah, that's why we thought we could just run over and grab
it. Hey, can you both do me a favor, since it's been an hour now? Roll me a d12.
Yeah. Both of us, or just
yeah, both of you.
If I remember correctly, in your continuity, 11 is the more interesting number to roll. But I mean, this is a different experience.
Well, yeah, this is a different table. Yeah,
it's a different location.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Alvisstavver, you are.
Is it more?
You lift your nose from your sheet for just a moment, and ahead of you down the hallway, you see a vision, a ghost of a man, a human.
Oh, fuck no. I try to ignore that. Maybe it'll go away. It's a
oh no.
Well, so here's what it's doing.
Fuck, it's doing something.
It is doing something. It's a man. He is a young human adult. He is certainly armed, but not actively brandishing anything. And he's armored, and he's packed for travel or exploration, certainly.
Would I have to roll an insight to see is he a traveler on this weird ass fucking road that I find?
Well, tell me what you think after this, because he is running. and he is running in a way that I don't think an insight check would be necessary, because it looks like he's running away from something. So this hallway is very long and straight, and you do not see anything behind him.
So
But he's periodically he's running
and
kind
looking
of
behind his shoulder, like scared.
He every so often he'll like look behind him, and he'll turn back more panicked than the original time and make an extra burst of speed.
Okay, this might seem counterintuitive, but especially from his background and how he's been raised, Alvisstavver is gonna try to ignore this.
Okay.
He thinks, or he's at least treating this experience like maybe he's hallucinating a little bit, and like just focus on this. You got a goal here. That might cause some.
Come on, Alvisstavver, you've been in here for an hour. You can't lose it already.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's more of a don't look at the weird fucking thing. Obviously there's no monster. There are no paladins coming to chase me here. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge to who gets that joke. But yeah, no, I'm gonna try to ignore it.
Okay, so you bury your nose back in your papers, and soundlessly out of your periphery, you see this man dash past you, and that's it.
I let loose a sigh, and I keep on going forward. Hopefully, no anime bullshit happens after this.
Mont'larin, you are strolling down one of the hallways, and you're quite a ways down a straightaway at this point, and suddenly, so you've got a pretty good feeling about the way you're going right now. You just managed to kind of like get through, sneak your way through a way that you believe is kind of outsmarted this maze. And all of a sudden, you notice about a dozen eyes open up on the walls before you. Either both sides.
Hi.
Now, I'd like you to think Ocarina of Time is a great example for what you're seeing here. And
that's scary.
And after a moment, they're not looking at you. They're kind of initially they're looking straight forward, and then the large. So these eyes are maybe a foot across, like in diameter, and the large black pupil turns red from the center, and suddenly they all start simultaneously shooting red lasers in a spider web across the hallway.
Right, and you say it's a straightaway, right?
Yes, it is. There's not immediately a turn before these, and you'd have to turn around a little ways to make a different turn if you'd like.
Yeah, got it. Okay, they're not aimed at me specifically though. They're shooting like across the hall, effectively.
They're shooting across in all angles. Basically, it's a spider web of lasers, and they do oscillate slightly.
Okay, they don't seem to have any awareness though. Question.
As far as you can tell, they're not like trying to hit you.
Okay. All right. I want to take my shield and put it in the path of one of these things, if I can get close without it like all staring at me.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of creep forward like inch by inch until you can get your shield in here, and you're able to put your shield like to one of the points where you know the laser will move momentarily.
Right.
I'd like you to make a strength check as this happens. You can use athletics if you like.
Okay.
Okay. So you think like as soon as you put the shield in here, you need to kind of brace yourself because there's a surprising amount of force that is put on your shield and a decent amount of heat too. But you think, based on what you're seeing and feeling right now, if you wanted to try to block these lasers with your shield, it would work for at least a few seconds at a time before it kind of like overpowers you and forces you to pull back or breaks your guard.
Okay.
You don't think it's gonna burn straight through your shield right away, and you don't think it's not like gonna start bouncing like crazy.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. In that case, I want to try to muscle through if I can.
Okay. I would like you to make me another strength check. Go ahead and do this one with advantage because you already kind of carefully made the first one.
Right. Athletics again or pure strength?
Go ahead, athletics.
Wow. Am I glad I had advantage on that?
What was the other one? Oh yeah.
At least it was the first one. Whew.
Yep.
That's a pretty good roll, man.
So okay, yeah. So you are able to just kind of like sidle your way in between these, and at any moment where you would have been spliced by a laser, you're able to intercede your shield and kind of like just barrel through it for a moment, just long enough for you to get the rest of your body through, and you can kind of duck and weave under the rest of them that you cannot quite block, and before you know it, you're on the other side.
Sweet.
And about 10 feet after you move past this point, the eyes all close.
So I'd like to think that Alvisstavver could just walk past this because he didn't like play with the illusion. But also, I'm very glad this didn't happen to him. Like, if you didn't see, like, that's perfect in its escalation. I was losing my shit for a second. That was so funny.
Okay. 1 second. Just gotta do something. Okay. Perfect. Welcome back, Naya. So that was the 1 hour mark. We've got to start rolling again. So, Alvisstavver, I'd like you to go first. What are you going to continue doing? I assume you're full in on that map.
Yeah, I'm fooling on this map. I have to actually, staying in character, remind myself I'm not here to make an awesome map on Cyclopean space. I'm here to actually get to that item over there.
It's true.
that
I
key,
mean,
true key.
all things going well, this place will be irrelevant when you're done here because you'll have removed the object.
Yeah, most assuredly. So I think I finished on my little pet project here, thinking and being assured of the fact that as long as I'm making my way, I'm making my way. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing. Now just happily knowing that maybe these tasks are gonna come up to me. Maybe that running guy was a task, and damn, how I showed it.
All right then. Let's
walking past it.
see your first roll then.
Fuck.
Ouchie.
I'm failing really hard in my ability to mark 5 feet.
That's okay. Well, let's see if Mont'larin can tie it up. Don't be shook. That's a different sort of tie.
Fucking brilliant.
Hey, at least you know you're past the laser eyes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, you're past the laser eyes, but there's a point where you're like, "Oh man, was this the right way?"
All right. What if the laser eyes were a warning that I was supposed to turn around?
Were they showing you the way?
Let's keep going. Yeah, maybe you had to like get them to engrave your shield with a map.
Oh, damn it!
All right. So
okay,
these are all +2, as we need to remember as well.
Oh yes. Okay. Thank you. Fortunately, that doesn't change anything. Alvisstavver, you now have
Oh no, my magnets.
found yourself in a hallway which is closed at the end. But unlike any dead end you've encountered so far, you've bumped into a few of them, just turned around and tried a different direction. There is actually an object at the end of this hallway.
That's strange. Fuck. Every time I reach a dead end and I just try a different direction, I remark that as strange because I've literally haven't been making any kinds of turns or anything like that. I've just been like, till I made a dead end and try to see a turn or something, like I've just been trying to go straight.
Yeah, I mean, there are some inevitable turns, but
Of course.
Yeah, you are quite far away from where you started at this point. But yeah, so at the end of this hallway, you see kind of like jutting out from the wall. So, Mont'larin, I can like hear your fan or something. I don't know if that's
Sorry.
Oh,
all
that
good.
totally was.
You see a pair of like marble silvery hands cupped at the end of the hallway.
Well, I don't have a choice but to interact with this hallucination now, do I?
I mean, you do you could about face, but you could also investigate these hands.
I guess I'll study these hands. They are a work of marble, you say? You know, stonework is always
Similar to the stuff, whatever the walls here are made out of.
that would interest him just a little bit, actually. You know, he is a patron of the arts, so he would at least try to see how this is molded in anything more complex than just, you know, architecture that hasn't been complex other than mathematical.
Right. Yeah. Like
Like,
these.
you know what I'm trying to say. It is very complex, but it's a hallway.
Right. Yeah, I understand completely. It's like you said, geometrically complex, but not artisanally. But these hands are quite like like a marble statue. They're quite realistic humanoid hands. They are at a height that you can see into them, and inside the cupped hands are 4 platinum pieces of apparently, just at a glance, apparently of the sort of mint that you would find in the Holy Cradian Empire.
So, staying within character, there are 2 things that would go through Alvis's mind here. One is, ooh, gold. Let's kind of take that. But the second one is actually what gets him on a good trail of thought. Is it's kind of odd that these hands are placed at a level to which I can actually see what's inside of them. Alvisstavver is used to being within a society where most people around him are larger. And so the idea that he has come upon a set of very finely crafted hands offering something, anything, at his level is remarkable. And because of that, he's going to be suspicious of it. He's not going to take anything in there, but because also he wants to play around with it, sort of the same mischievous thought process that made him kind of want to take the platinums in the first place. I think he's going to drop. He has 83 fucking gold pieces. Okay.
Yeah, I remember you kept a bunch of gold.
Yeah, he's gonna drop 3 gold pieces in there, despite, you know, those being his treasured gold pieces.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he's gonna drop 3 gold pieces, oddly mirroring the 3 platinum pieces. Or you say 4? Did you say there was 4? There's 4, so he'll put in 4 just to make that nice mirror.
Okay. On the 4th clink of the gold dropping into the hands, the hands close. and the room shakes a bit, and you see a seam open up in the wall in front of you. It splits in half and opens to reveal more hallway.
Well, of course I'm gonna mark that on my map, laugh a bit, and then go in there.
All right, and yeah, the wall, the part of the wall that opened seamlessly, like slipped into the walls on either side. So it is, as far as you're concerned, completely gone now.
Well, interesting. I'll make whatever mark Alvisstavver has for that, or as like
Big
he has
door.
he has a phenomenon marker as well. It's a door, but it's But then he makes his way because honestly, the map needs to be mapped out, right? I mean, I need to get this thing, right?
Who knows? You could bring it back home and frame it.
The thing that I'm trying to get, or the map?
The map.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I could probably think both. But I
all
mean,
right.
the thing is more important.
Mont'larin, I'd like to know what you're doing next.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, based on what I'm learning about this place as I go, I'm gonna keep pushing forward. In my head, this is still a like intellectual puzzle. However, it has occurred to me that because these are trials, that I might be not supplying all of the necessary input, if that makes any sense. So I want to focus on why I want the key. I want to focus on the problems the world faces and my desire to set them right and to bring the light back in the world. Like I want to fill my thoughts with the good reasons why we're here.
Okay.
The Riddle Gate from Neverending Story.
Which knight is the one that got the Grail?
Why
basically by doing that?
Don't you then make me a persuasion check instead of a perception check?
All right.
Oh.
Okay. I guess I'm not really feeling
it. Your deepest heart's desire. I mean, it's a 9.
I'm like, we absolutely need to find this key so that I get to find out what's in that. I mean, no, because there's a problem. There's a problem we need to solve.
Why don't you go ahead and do your third turn for this round, and then we'll go back to Alvisstavver.
Oh, whoops, that was the wrong button. Sorry.
I mean, are you intending to continue with your persuasion attempt?
Actually, yeah, I'll let that go.
Okay. So yeah, you continue walking almost with your eyes closed and are just thinking as hard as you can, bringing out all of your divine might to say, we need this because we're doing a service. We're doing this for the witch. We're doing this for the Redshift to fix it. All that.
You say, well, fuck no. No, I'm joking.
Lofty stuff. But I mean, as much as you wish it did, the maze does not necessarily pat you on the back and say, "Okay, here you go," and you come out of your semi-lucid state to find, well, you're still in the maze.
That was worth a shit.
Alvisstavver, let's see your number 3. Now, one thing, Alvisstavver, as you've had 3 successes so far, I think I'm going to inform you that doing the same thing you have been doing will not be effective anymore, and you may want to try something else. Or you can roll the old stuff with disadvantage. You're on mute. Whoa. All right.
Well, that'll fix it.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there.
Oh, he's offline Discord. I hope he didn't lose internet.
Oh no.
Okay. Let's give him a minute. I'm gonna go get a refill. We'll see if he hops back in. And
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a drink too. Hopefully somebody's here when he hops back in, so he's not like, "What the fuck? Is it still broken?"
Yeah. All right. Be right back.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Maybe he's still in Roll20. I see him in here, but it takes long to update when people disconnect. Oh, okay, he's here. Great.
Just not on Discord back yet. I'm gonna go AFK for a sec.
Sure.
Did Verde make it back?
Yep, his
Nice.
Discord blew up.
Yeah.
Been problematic all day, I guess.
Checking for updates.
Gotcha.
So let's see what he says. Yeah, so if Alvisstavver is going to be kind of going on his intuition, we'll see if he can roll some insight for us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh. We'll take the first one. All right. Let me see. How are we going to do this? All right. It has been another hour. So you guys have been in this place for 2 hours now. You expect outdoors, it's probably getting to be, well, I mean, you got here around what, 3 p.m. So it's probably close to like 5 o'clock.
Right.
Right around sunset in the wintertime. So knowing that, Mont'larin, go ahead and make another D12 roll on your second.
Alrighty.
We'll resolve this, and hopefully Alvis is back online by then. Is that the same roll?
It is.
Wasn't it 11 last time, or was that?
Oh.
They were both 7s.
Oh, yeah. No, Alvis got a 7 last time. Roll it again, please.
Alrighty.
We can't have everybody rolling the same one. Thank you.
It'd be pretty funny if they did.
It's like a glitch in the testing system.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, this is a bit unfortunate though. As you move forward, it suddenly descends upon you. Like you kind of don't notice it at first, but as you move, there is suddenly a darkness brought over you to the point that it takes a second before, like, hey, it seems like it's darker in here, and then, hey, it's pretty dark in here all of a sudden, and then, oh shit, I actually can't see at all anymore. It is pitch black.
Okay. Also, poor Alvisstavver. First thing I would do would be stretch an arm out. I'll say to my left to find the wall.
Okay, yeah, easy enough. You kind of have your bearings from where you were standing, and you can kind of like support yourself, so you're not going to ram headfirst into anything.
Do you have some kind of a cantrip for light?
I don't, but that's okay.
Does Mont'larin carry like tools for light?
I do have a tinder box, but I don't actually think I'm carrying any torches right now, so that's not actually very useful. And you know what? I actually don't have my tinder box. It's on my horse.
Oh, okay. Oh, my connection to the server's been interrupted. Anybody else got that?
Yep,
no.
I got that.
Cool. Okay. Well, hopefully it fixes itself.
Great.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Good game.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna step forward, keeping my hand on the wall, and I'm gonna, like, I guess just ask for help, like literally be like, hey, I can't see. If anybody wants to come show me the way, I'm open for input.
Like an accidental blackout.
Like, yeah, I don't know,
Like, oh, dude, you turned off the lights. Come on.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. I mean, make another persuasion check, I suppose.
Better.
Oh, much better.
So what happens here is let me see. So there's not like an intercom, right? Like,
right.
Get,
Can I talk to support?
Hello, yes, down there. I see you halfway.
Can I get my ticket escalated?
Angel.
Awesome.
But similar to if at any point Mont'larin was in contact with that book, it would be a similar sort of mental fuzziness with which you receive a sort of like this is according to plan and this is part of the rules of where you are in the maze right now. Almost instinctual understanding.
Right, like the thought just sort of forms in my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not telepathy.
Yeah, I get it. Right.
It's definitely coming from like not fully within your own mind.
Right. Okay. Yep. I get it. That's kind of like where the static comes from, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I got that message, so I guess I will stride forward more confidently then. That said, I'm keeping my fucking hand on that wall.
Yeah, definitely. So in that case, how will you try to navigate from here as you move into your next 20 minutes of travel time?
Like
Is
I
it
said, I'm
completely
gonna
blackout, or is there some little
Completely
bit of...
blackout.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna use my left hand, so I will go straight. If the wall turns right, my left hand will ultimately touch the wall in front of me, and I'll have to turn. If it turns left, I'll feel the corner, and I'll just turn left with it. You know.
Okay. Why don't we turn this into a survival check?
Okay.
But you're gonna make it at disadvantage for no sight.
This is gonna be awesome. Wow, that was
Not
actually
bad.
surprisingly not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. So what happens is after about 15 minutes of this, kind of just as it descended upon you, the darkness lifts, and once again you find yourself in a part of the maze you don't really recognize at all, and just look around and you're like, well,
Okay. At this point, I'm convinced the space itself doesn't matter. And I don't mean that like in a defeatist way or anything like that, but like I think I've kind of started to figure the space out. And so from this point forward, I'm not necessarily going to care about the turns I take so much as the fact that I take them confidently and keep moving forward.
then okay. Do you feel that would be more appropriate to make persuasion checks or perhaps performance checks?
I guess persuasion, like I'm not actually trying to like convince anybody else though. It's more like I've figured out that this place is testing me. So ultimately what matters is the tests, not necessarily how I get to them. I'm going to stop fucking around with the little shit. You know what I mean?
Mont'larin now has the understanding, like, okay, this place will present something to me, so I just need to go and I'll...
Right, like there's a plan. I'm just going to let it unfold now that I understand that.
Okay, sure. Then why don't you roll? Yeah, that's absolutely... I think persuasion is fine for that. Hey, there's something.
Good roll.
Nice.
Give me one more.
Alrighty.
Very good. So another 40 minutes later, you have been walking with this confidence for now and unwavering. You know, at a certain point, like, okay, yes, I am moving forward. I'm expecting something to happen. Things have already happened. What's next? What's coming next? So you do in fact see something that happens next. There is a part of the ceiling that you would probably like recognize it as like a crushing trap, essentially. Like if this was a tomb and you were a tomb raider, this would be the sort of thing you stepped on a pressure plate and all of a sudden the ceiling starts coming down on you.
Classic Stonefall trap.
Right. But what's happening here is there is a kind of humanoid shaped, like massive, maybe probably like 8 feet tall if it was standing up straight. Maybe taller, maybe 10. Mechanoid creature, and it is as Atlas holding up this collapsing ceiling. It's like kind of bowing almost on one knee. It's got both its hands up. It is supporting the thing on both of its shoulders, and it's supporting it high enough that you could just kind of you think slip under it if you were to just duck a little bit. And the thing's it's humanoid in shape. It has a massive barrel chest. You see that it has a large axe blade on its right forearm, although it's not doing anything with it right now. And its face is like it's like a flat platinum coin with multitudes of like beads that evoke the sense of eyes set into circuit-like circles all around the plate.
Hunched over as it is, how tall is the space? Like you said, I'd have to duck a little.
Yeah. As this thing is kind of heavily hunched over here, holding this thing up, you would basically, if you just like bow your head, you can slip under this thing if you wanted to.
I understand. Okay. Does the mechanoid look? By the way, is it entirely mechanical or mostly mechanical? Like, can I?
It has no flesh that you can see. It appears to be essentially a shining platinum construct.
Does it seem active? Like, does it?
Oh, it is actively holding this thing up, and it's like shaking and wavering essentially with the effort that it's exerting.
It is okay. So then, I want to do sort of two things. I want to step up and like at the edge of the stone, sort of place my hands on it and push up as if to try to help this thing. And then I want to look it straight in the eyes and say, "Can I help you? Can I do something for you?"
You're gonna have to roll an insight check to see if you get anything at all off of this thing. It does not have a face.
Right. Totally. I was kind of hoping it would reply verbal. Wow, that's actually a better roll than I expected.
14. Unfortunately, this thing just kind of like looks at you, and
right.
It looks at you, and it does look at the block that it's holding up, but it doesn't say anything, and you can't really like discern any kind of emotion out of this thing. Your efforts to kind of like push this thing up from the edge are a little bit unfounded. You feel that most of the pressure is still on this thing, holding it up in the center. You don't think it would be possible for you to like lift it enough from the side here to free it or anything.
Okay. I can roll insight if I need to, but realistically, do I feel like I could lift this rock myself?
As you've put your hands on it, You think if you were really put up to it, you could probably hold it at its current weight for probably a minute or two. If you were a Tomb Raider and this thing was coming down and you had to get your friends out from under the ceiling, you'd probably be able to do it, with a strength check or so.
Okay. Then I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna move in beside this thing and then try to put my shield above it and push up with the shield as best as I can.
Okay.
I mean, just to help, sort of like distribute the force a little bit.
Yeah. So, one thing you see before you start doing this, as you're stepping under this ceiling, fully, about 20 feet on the other side of this, there is a dead end hallway, but there is a closed door at the end of the hallway.
Interesting. Okay.
Are you still going to do this thing with the ceiling?
Yeah, if I can free this thing and then extricate myself on the other side, I'm willing to do so.
Okay. So you begin maneuvering yourself under this object, and you start to kind of push upward. And as you involve yourself in this position, the mechanical creature begins to loosen its own. It lessens its own effort, and you feel the ceiling kind of pushing down on your own body. And after a moment, you realize that it has stopped holding this thing up completely, and you have taken all of the pressure on yourself. Your speed is now 0, because you are quite encumbered.
Right.
And this creature steps out from under the ceiling, and I wish Alvisstavver was in the chat room right now, but it's fine.
Yeah, apparently he can't figure out what's wrong with his internet.
Yeah, he's still not able to get on Discord. I wonder if we could do. Well, let me finish this first. It steps out from under the ceiling and walks away down the hallway you came from.
Okay.
Stands up straight, and as though just casually strolling, it walks.
Yeah, okay. I kind of figured that was probably what was going to happen. Okay. My speed is 0, you say?
That's correct.
Looks like you just got yourself another job.
Yeah.
It's now Atlas.
Call me Atlas. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to embiggen my hands and push.
Oh, okay. All right. You embiggen your hand.
That embiggens the shield too, so.
It does. So I would say this would in fact give you the power to kind of gain a little bit of space to move out of the ceiling if you wanted.
Yeah, and I want to head for the side of the door. I don't mind letting the rock crash to the ground and block my way back.
Okay. So you are going to kind of slowly maneuver your way through here, and then just as soon as you're free, just kind of let it drop?
Absolutely.
Okay. You do that. You are now in basically a 20 by 20 room with a door on one end. And you try the door and find it's locked.
Okay. Is there anything else in the space, or is it just this little 20 by 20 square? And what was that?
It is only the door.
I knock.
You knock. This is a door that it does have a handle on it, but it is quite similar in composition to the surrounding walls, and for obvious reasons, doesn't have like anything that you can like look through or any gaps in the sort.
Right. Yeah.
You knock, it echoes, and you do not receive a response.
Well, it was the polite thing to do. Okay. So now I want to play games with what I know about the way the maze works. Like try approaching the door, from a 90-degree angle, or backing up to it, or like seeing if I could manipulate the maze and making the door not exist. You know what
Yeah. Okay.
I mean? I'm alone. I can look as stupid as I want, right?
That's true. I mean, as far as you know, there aren't cameras in here.
Dimensional space.
All right. Give me a what kind of check would this be? Can you animal handle a sentient magic maze? I don't think you can, no.
Persuasion, maybe?
Back!
Well, I'm going to call my internet service provider because that's literally all I can do.
Dude,
no.
You missed the whole thing. Welcome back.
I'm sorry I missed the whole thing. I'm seriously am. It went down to the point where I was just checking wires and stuff like that because literally there was nothing popping up on my computer. It said I was connected to the network. The box had all of the correct lights on it. The box outside, from what I saw or could see.
You were still on Roll20. You never lost that connection, right?
Yeah.
No, I did disconnect for a little bit.
Oh, really?
My internet disconnected for a hot moment. So there was.
I do feel your pain there.
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck happened. I've taken some damage. Oh no, I haven't. Never mind.
No, you're good.
That was just me.
We got a couple rolls for you that we're gonna have to do. We're just resolving one of Mont'larin's things.
No, that's awesome. I'm really just more upset that I put off the game. I'm sorry, guys.
Actually, no, all good. Actually, Mont'larin, this is going to constitute the beginning of your 4th hour. So why don't we handle that after Alvisstavver does something?
Sounds great, man.
So Alvis, we made it through the 3rd hour with Mont'larin. You did we do the second roll for you? We did not.
Yeah. No, we did switch over to insight.
Right.
But we didn't do a second roll. No.
Yeah, okay.
I see where we're at now. Okay.
Yeah. No. What we're at is you're gonna have to give me a D12.
Yeah. Let me bring up my character sheet since everything now is finally fucking working.
Good.
Yeah, I'm sorry if it goes out again. I have no idea what's actually going on.
We'll continue if needed.
No, please do.
But Mont'larin's currently in a 20 by 20 room with a locked door and nothing else. So
that's not fun.
Yeah, I'm on the inside of a locked room.
Not a D12.
Oh no, you told me to roll a D12, not another insight roll. That's okay.
Sorry for making you waste your nice 17.
No, it's okay. I misunderstood. I rolled a 1 on the D12.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, it's not what it normally means.
This is a fun one. And this was in the past for Mont'larin. So nothing would happen there. Alvisstavver, all of a sudden, you have not seen this happen in real time yet, but the walls of the maze begin shifting around you. And they're opening and closing, they are rising and falling.
That's definitely the kind of shit that he wouldn't be paying attention to. Would
he would be deliberately ignoring.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Try to ignore the effects of this terrible drug.
Yeah. No, you get it.
Your strategy for this is essentially just keep walking forward as this thing is rearranging.
Seriously, yeah, no, that is the plan. As soon as Alvisstavver lost the sense that his map meant anything, other than his pet project now, more something to keep him sane, He's just moving forward with purpose.
Then make me an intelligence saving throw.
Shit. Okay. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, but I definitely will. How do you do that on this sheet?
There's a saving throw
Roll
bit
20.
above your
It's
skill.
above your skill.
Yeah.
I see it now. Sweet. Thanks you. Actually, my intelligence saving throw, other than my dex one, is my best.
Oh, very nice. So this from afar, this would sort of look like almost that it was planned, where Alvisstavver is able to move forward consistently. He is able to kind of hop and skip over any moment where a wall would otherwise intercept him or clip him on the back of the head or something. And it's just one single smooth, continuous pace forward as this whole area rearranges itself. And at the end of the rearranging,
oh my god, funny.
You were standing in a completely different location, but you were able to continue just moving forward. You don't even have to turn around.
That's bloody brilliant. I can even like picture the whole anime style Sakuga image of just this guy with his face in his papers or his books, deliberately ignoring. Like you can
Right.
see that he saw what's going on and now he's ignoring it and just moving past as all of this bullshit happens.
Right, as the world origami folds around.
That would make for a perfect like
So,
anime Sakuga bit. But yeah, that
as
was
such, I was going to give you advantage on it, but to keep things moving along, I'm actually just going to say we'll take the insight roll you already made.
lovely.
As
Thank
your
you.
next one. And that'll consume the advantage I was going to give you for that. So, because of your ability to just kind of like move forward with purpose, you're able to continue moving forward. No problem. And you've got 2 more rolls that you can make before we're at the top of the third hour, and we'll have to do something else for you.
All right. Well, I mean, that's all he's really doing is provided that his ink keeps flowing and his pen is there, he'll have the meditative tool to keep walking with purpose.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and give me 2 more insight rolls. Ooh, very nice. Okay. So hey, here's what happens. At the top of the third hour, Alvisstavver, you
Excuse me.
you enter a you can see the sky again all of a sudden. That's the first thing you notice. You see the starscape.
Okay, so it's oh, now I understand. Okay, there's some sense to this place now.
You are on a platform, a silvery kind of like watery platform in the middle of this starscape. It's maybe 50 feet in diameter. There is not a maze, and Mont'larin is standing 20 feet to your left.
Is he all like Tarn looking off in the distance like a doe in headlights?
No, Mont'larin, you're 100% aware of this and lucid.
Oh, okay.
Nice. So I broke it. Fuck yeah. Or at least I'm hoping I broke it.
And between the two of you, just in front of you, is this 3-stepped dais with a kind of pedestal in the middle, up about 3 feet. And floating on top of the dais, held in some kind of suspension, is a scepter-looking object made of blue stone.
So I look around, I look back at Alvisstavver, and I go, "Oh man, I had this questing knight thing going."
Yeah. You really got to look at this map, man. He looks down and looks back up. He's for now, he puts it away.
Point, it's like it's crossed on itself in like 30 different places.
It's like somebody just dragged a pen all over a piece of paper randomly.
Drawing.
He puts the 3 or 4 or 5 different pieces of paper away, and then looks to the scepter and he's like, I don't know if we should take that. I saw some platinum pieces, and I didn't go for the initial idea of taking it. I, in fact, gave them something.
Well,
something good happened.
For what it's worth, just be good clearly isn't the way through, because I did a solid for anyway, I did good, and it didn't do what you did.
I've honestly just, other than that, I gotta be totally honest with you, man. I've just been walking through this, just 1 foot at a time. Like,
Yeah, not helping.
No, I didn't
not
really do
helping.
anything.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like we should probably take that thing. There's nothing else around us, right?
You are in a void, and the only thing here is like the dais and like the 50-foot diameter spot that you're on.
Wait a minute.
Sounds like a really good
Yeah. Does the
time
thing
to
in
remember
the
why you came here.
yeah
Was
no
to get the key.
exactly not I don't know if it needs a perception check or whatever, but is the fucking Monty Python Holy Grail-esque thing,
Book.
you know, no, not the book. I meant he described an effect
How do
to
you
which we had this.
disbelieve in 5e?
Is it right here?
Oh, do you mean like you're basically requesting this information from the book?
No, I mean, when we first stepped into the demiplane,
Yeah.
you described that there is like this thing in the distance that we couldn't really make out on top of a plinth or this thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is this now closer to us? Have we spanned the impossible distance?
It is. This definitely seems to match up with what you saw before, and what was previously like a mile wide span has become just this tiny, like root sized space.
Yeah, no. If that's the case, then yeah, I feel okay about taking that. No, same.
All right, so I'm gonna pick up Alvisstavver like a baby and hold him out to the scepter and be like, "Hey, you broke the illusion, so you grab the thing."
Like fucking Rafiki.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm down with that, man. I feel assured that this is the object of our goal. Now that that weird thing in the distance has disappeared, I think this is that weird thing in the distance that we were after.
Yeah, same, man. By the way, job well done. Glad I could help.
The horse will be of great assistance once the actual danger.
That shield needs polishing, by the way.
Yeah, that shield's probably fucked up now, dude.
What happened to your shield? I seriously just walked through this, he says as he's reaching out for the scepter.
It's been scoured by lasers. I may have used it to hold a wall up at one point.
What the fuck, man? I just walked through this. Like literally 1 foot.
Yeah, I really wish I'd tried that. I'm not gonna lie.
Elvis
I'm
has
a little
mending,
jealous.
doesn't he?
I do. Not. I don't.
I'll deal with it when we get back.
I
It's
have
cool.
prestidigitation.
Grab that. It doesn't look like a key. Are we sure this is the right prize?
It's a magic item, man.
Fair enough. All right, we'll grab it.
He grabs the scepter tentatively.
Okay. The moment you wrap your fingers around the hilt of the scepter, you are both. You experience roller coaster G-forces and are hurled back into the flower sea.
Well, that's not fun.
Alvisstavver, you sit up.
Lose my lunch? I'm joking.
If you want to make a Constitution saving throw, you can.
Stay in character. I was held aloft. I'm gonna stay in character. I am fine. Well done, Elvis.
You sit up and you look around. You realize you're back in the roots of the flowers once again. you can kind of like hop up and spot Mont'larin sitting up and bet Mounty just kind of chilling as he does.
Probably munching flowers.
Yeah, they grow back immediately.
After the moment of like, whoa, that was really cool,
heaven
goes
for
away.
horses. That's like horse Valhalla.
Yeah,
Or
right.
do they like disintegrate in the stomach though, so that they can be returned with no destruction or no duplication?
So it's horse hell.
Maybe. I mean,
it's calorie free
Yeah.
flavor.
Oh, that's strange.
You realize after you get your bearings back, you are still holding this blue scepter.
We need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
As cool as like all of that does, as that settles down, Alvisstavver instantly regains the like fucking Redshift double time.
It's the dead of night, or is it still like 5 o'clock?
It's about 5:00 p.m. Yeah, so you guys are just
God
around.
damn that place.
It's sunset.
All right. We could take the level of exhaustion to just fucking ride through the night.
I'm gonna do that. I'm okay with that. I mean, is your horse okay with that though?
Oh, dude, Bet Mounty's got it, dude. Don't you worry about that.
Can the steed even have exhaustion? Is that it's a regular steed?
It's a regular war horse. I don't even think it has 1 HP like a familiar might. Like,
no, they definitely have like full.
It's a regular war horse, and I think a minimum 5 intelligence, so you can communicate.
Yeah, intelligence of 5. Yep.
Actually, its intelligence becomes 6.
Oh, sorry, min 6. You're right. It's 5 or less. It gets up to 6.
Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, if it gets reduced to 0 hit points, otherwise it's just a horse.
Yeah. Okay, so it has the statistics of the chosen form, and yours is celestial.
Correct.
Okay, celestial. Cool.
God, that feels off.
Oh wait, sorry, it's not celestial. It's fey.
Oh, it is Fey. Okay.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. Because I chose a fiendish familiar. I was going to say that would feel really off.
Yeah, no. Mont'larin was setting himself up to be the Green Knight back at his home.
Yeah. And this he just looks like a regular horse, though, right?
Yeah, he's just exactly, dude.
Okay. Just a really good horse. So I think as far as the horse is concerned, you'll probably be fine. But yeah, you guys would probably suffer the exhaustion if you want to try to catch up with the team.
I definitely would. Yeah, we would want to hightail it out of there as long as you don't mind Alvisstavver. It sounds like you're into it, so let's just fucking go.
Yeah, most definitely. Also, as a side note, Roach and The Witcher is what this is, basically.
Dude, like literally, I was even thinking the same fucking coat.
All right. You guys ride through the early evening. And everybody else, you probably wouldn't make it back to the temple quite yet. You'd have to go 1 or 2 days. Do you guys make a campfire as you are camping out? Like, which direction are you going?
We would go back the way we came.
Get an area to avoid.
Right.
Yeah, so we'd be doing that, and then in terms of campfire, if there was anything that we'd set up, I would put a fair-sized, like, black opaque sort of ice wall around it. So, in the direction that trouble might be coming from. So, like, maybe more of a half wall, like a half circle.
Oh, so it was like a banked fire, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I see. Okay.
Hide our presence here.
I think I would say over the course of 2 days, especially since you guys are going back pretty much exactly the way you came, Mont'larin and Alvisstavver, you would probably be able to bump into the team on the way back.
If they're double timing it like that.
At least pick up their trail and find them that way, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. And if they're all stopping to rest properly, you'll definitely catch up.
Cool.
you were only like what, like 6 hours out.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're, never mind.
So you both take that point of exhaustion.
Yep.
No worries, that'll go away on your next long rest. And also, the both of you gain 1,000 experience points.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Sorry, everybody. Thank you for letting us do it, though.
Yeah, no, sorry.
I mean, yeah, that was we made choices. So I
That's
think
literally the only time in my life that splitting the party has worked out for what it's worth.
yeah.
For sure, right?
I bet that would have been hell with everybody else. Like, it would have been an okay story, but I kind of like the way that it turned out, just the two of us.
I'm
So
surprised you
really
didn't
well.
use Keen more. I would have probably just like been looking back and forth in two different directions, like alternating until I see a path that I want to go.
No, you're fucking with the hallucination at that point. No, you're just supposed to walk through that.
No, I think the way you treated that was really smart. Like, I was thinking Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and so I was trying to be the champion, you know.
I think,
But I was
that is what
indulging the illusion instead of ignoring it, and I think that fucked me up. I think that was really smart, dude.
I'm really happy that actually worked out that way.
Yeah.
I've been put up against.
Never didn't even run into a single sentinel.
No. It's strange. The only few times I've ever had like trials ever put in front of me was this time and one time at a con, right? And both times my character was like, yeah, it looks like trying is gonna cause me more harm than good. I'm just gonna go with it. And I was rewarded both times for it.
Totally.
I don't know if
it
that's
worked
just
out,
the
man.
roles or what. Like you obviously have a table serb. Like whatever was going on just went on. It was like just the absurdity and the starkness of our journey.
Don't worry, give us another year
Hilarious.
for us to finish Redshift, and you guys will get a nice big postmortem.
Nice.
Hey, so let's have you guys meet up with the team and get back to the temple obelisk. I think we'll call it for the night there, and then we can pick up right there next time. And
Again, I'm sorry about the huge pause in between.
hey, no, honestly,
We got around it.
Yeah, we filled the time, dude. It's all good.
Cool.
We kept going, and you came back just in time, so it worked out.
I was gonna say,
Legitimately, thanks everybody else for letting us go fucking solo project.
Yeah,
for
right.
sure. I would say this would be a good time to handle downtime activities before the end of the session here. If you're
You know
up
what?
for
It's only 12:30 for me. I can dig it. Let's do it. It'll only take like a half hour for us to get through everything. So yeah. All right. So you guys meet up probably like just as the rest of the party's like picking up camp. You're able to kind of track them down. You follow their tracks enough. You hear the noises of them breaking camp, and Mont'larin and Alvisstavver, looking a bit exhausted at the moment, ride out of the woods to meet you.
Hey, carrying a really big bitchin' scepter and a book too.
Yeah, so that was harder than we thought it was going to be.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Looks
I
like you were
literally just
successful.
walked through. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Nimbus, actually. Not only should the scepter be looked upon by your expertise, but I have an interesting map for you.
Fantastic.
He hands you the thing he calls a map, and it's just this big, like a kid took a crayon and scribbled a big circle over and over and over.
The lines are really straight, though.
I can give you some
It's
more.
like an Etch a Sketch.
I can give you some more base on what's going on here if I tell you where I started and how everything else works through this.
I'm gonna take a kind of glance at it from a few different angles. Did he accidentally create a magic scroll?
No, it is. If you take his word for it that he
Those were really good rolls, man.
that he navigated this thing, you would say that this space was not real in the slightest.
Yeah.
Oh no, the space wasn't real at all. No, but look at the interesting map within magical space.
Yeah, that's I have to find there's a good book on illusionary constructs. Probably read. It helped give you some insight on this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I'm assuming that this entire map is useless.
Well, I mean,
It
it's
has
fun.
no insight.
You can keep it for your records.
So it's just a good story.
Yeah.
Alvisstavver looks a little sad. There's no
credibility prep.
Yeah, but there's no like. You
Yeah,
can't
write and sell a book
glean
about
to-
it.
Fuck.
I mean, you've got this story where Alvisstavver walked forward for 3 hours. Mont'larin did some, Indiana Jones shit, and found a locked door.
You got to see it from Alvisstavver's perspective, though. Like, yes, he was here to get the key, but he was also like really focused on making this map because he thought he could like give it to his masters, his teachers and stuff like that, and have them gain some kind of like knowledge from it. Like he thought it was going to be a useful bit of information, and now having him told that this was basically him scribbling in La La Land as he was tripping off, like it is a credibility prop. He's okay with that. It's just it's not the thing that the student had aspired to make when he was spending 3 hours nose in the papers because of all of the fucking freaky shit that was happening around him.
You can just kind of artfully paint over the lines and maybe use it as the cover for a book or something. The story.
This is literally like that. That rant is literally why my warlock character calls anything remotely supernatural just wizard shit. It's just
Yep.
At a certain point, you just got to shut it down and say, okay.
Alvisstavver is upset about that. He'll find solace later on, absolutely. But in the initial moment of hearing that this item is relatively useless,
turn it upside down and hold it to the light. Nope, still just scribbles.
Well, I did get a magic art. I hear this is a key to a key, and he holds up the scepter to Nimbus.
I don't know. The key to the key. This is the key to the thing.
We'll have to figure out
to the thing.
What the other two components are and how they interface with
Key to a key is more accurate.
the mechanism, but this is definitely a great start. When we have the time, we should definitely, when we have the time and we have the obelisk set up with the Witch's Tower, we can show it to her. But I think keeping it safe, in fact, the further we can get it away from the fire twin, the better.
Most assuredly. I'm still a little tense about being out here. But let's make our way home, yeah.
The thing is safely kept now, so the promise has been maintained. Okay. You guys make your way back to the temple obelisk. So we will drag and drop you over here. And
damn it, I dropped my magnets again.
Back over.
It occurs to me that playing with small magnets next to my microphone might not actually be the smartest.
Yeah, your microphone may not appreciate that in the long run.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, exactly.
So, as you arrive, what you find is that from the previous group here, there's actually only 2 people left.
Everything is okay, right?
Everything is okay.
Okay.
But they're they greet you, and they're basically like, "Oh my God, you're back! We saw we had the two first waves happen, and everybody else went back to Orvis. They weren't sure if staying out here would be safe. We decided to stay and make sure everybody else got back here okay."
Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
One of them says, as soon as it happened, the brigadier put out a call to everybody at the at all the obelisks, and she's trying to make sure everybody's back home. You better report into her and let her know you're safe.
Definitely. I would love to see her face again.
So Alvisstavver just like runs up to the obelisk and slaps it.
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
I
I can
remember
totally
it.
see that.
Yeah.
He's kind of infatuated with her, you know.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware of how he feels about her. So Aranis is here somewhere. You run up to the obelisk and you perform the mechanics to make your phone call, and instantaneously the brigadier appears in the spatial window before you, the illusory image of her kind of in like an oval portrait as it works.
If only you picked up so quickly every time I called.
She's currently, you can tell that she's like sitting in a chair that she's put beside the obelisk, and she has a notebook with her, and she's looking
very comfortable too.
And she says, Grandtassel, good to see you.
Likewise, always a pleasure.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark here and guess that you all have something to report regarding this double first wave.
I hold up. Actually, no. Alvisstavver shakes his head and says, "No, this is a phenomenon to all of us, as much as it is to you."
Well,
I'll step up when he says that and say, "Well, to be fair, we do have stuff to report." That
we do have stuff to report.
Really?
I don't know if it's related though.
I mean, it never happened before, and then
I don't know. Exactly,
you know what? Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they experienced, but we initially went out there.
Go ahead and start from the beginning. I've got nothing but time before this redshift begins. Let me. Are you all home safe? I need to make sure everyone's okay.
Yeah, we're all accounted for.
She checks off. She like scratches off a list on her notebook and puts it down, and gives you her full attention. She says, "Okay, tell me everything."
Well, let them go through it because apparently they think it's worthwhile.
Yeah, just starting from the beginning, we when we got out to where
time encounter,
we were heading there. Yes, we had another time encounter. We found a group of, but not all of the heroes we had met with in the past, pursuing the princess who had been captured by pirate orcs. And these weren't just normal pirate orcs. These were some tough pirate orcs. They were part of the invasion force that was coming in during the Thesbridge event.
Yeah, one of them died during the encounter, or would have if it wasn't for Naya's arts.
The Bard Ferris, who had affected the Redshift previously with their music, and if they did indeed die, despite our best efforts to actually keep them alive in our interaction with that event, that might have been the reason for the second, because they might have been somehow tied to what goes on with the first wave as they had impacted it previously.
Yeah. Okay, now I understand how this could be related.
So that in itself was kind of interesting. There was the sort of boss of the orcs that we fought towards the end. They actually did have the princess, so we were able to help them kind of finish their quest of sorts. And it turns out what had happened is that they were trying to transport the princess back to Vess, but the way they were trying to do it was sending a few different carts to hide which one actually had the princess, and
Not extremely unusual.
either the orcs got lucky or they knew exactly which one was the right one, but they ambushed it. They killed the guards. The Vessian guards were predominantly elf. There's humans among them, which is to be expected from kind of what we've seen in the past with them. And just managed to follow the trail and get to the location. After we completed it, I'm not so sure if that location still exists. We kind of moved away from it a distance before things started kind of returning to our normal time, but that was about when the first and second wave hit. And that was also the time that the book actually revealed its instructions for how to access the key. And for that, I will hand the story time over to Mont'larin and Alvisstavver as they used the mobility they had available to go on ahead and locate that for us.
Yeah, in an effort to try to accomplish our objective despite the strange double redshift, Alvisstavver and myself head at full speed to retrieve the key. However, it turns out the key is, and I point to Alvisstavver, this scepter. Nevertheless, as you can tell, we managed to successfully retrieve what was hidden in the vault in the Sea of Flowers, as directed by the secretary in the Star Tower. We have it now, but I mean, we still don't know how to get to the other two. That said, we did infiltrate a demi-plane and retrieve that.
He apparently had a lot more trouble with that than I did. I kind of just walked.
He's like, I woke up like this.
What was your plan if the, say, latest circumstances of the redshift caused it to suddenly move much faster?
See,
and both gone to this other place.
See, Mont'larin had a few ideas that he didn't exactly expound upon, but I feel as if the I feel as if the double redshift that we felt was more of an affect rather than a real effect, not a thing of actual time, but more a catching up. Mont'larin, if you could explain your theory, that actually fits way better with just the idea that I had. It actually puts that idea into effect, rather.
We know that one of the heroes that we've encountered in the past died in their time, and we know that they died because we saved them from the incident that would have killed them if we weren't there. As the redshift started, for lack of a better way to put it, our version of her seemed to have an awareness that it was happening, as if we had somehow broken her out of the time. However, we couldn't get her to remain. She disappeared with the first wave, effectively, and that's when we got that strange double first wave, which made me think maybe we've caught up with the origination of the first wave in the past. We seem to have been moving at a sort of like echo or paired cycle with the past as far as I could tell, and I wonder if in the past this was the moment when the redshift started, and the reason that we felt that weird double redshift isn't because there are two redshifts now, but rather because we're still feeling the echoes of that original redshift because we're somehow paired with that time now, if that makes any sense at all. I'm not a wizard. Please don't make fun of me.
Alvis adds shortly.
I'm just taking notes.
Alvis adds shortly. We were kind of caught up into it, and now that everything has happened and we're here, I do have to apologize. Mont'larin and I did take a risk. We did not know if we would have been affected by the Redshift or not. If we had been successful upon this mission and then died because of the Redshift or been altered, the ski could have. Yeah.
Honestly, my assumption was that was going to go one of two ways. Either we got out when we did, or we would have been in that demi-plane long enough to survive the Redshift by not being here.
Hopefully. All of this hand-waving aside, we should apologize to the Brigadier. I am truly sorry for putting myself at risk and
It's all right.
operation at risk.
I don't mean to spend the day scolding you. It's a risk you took, and
we will reward it.
I encourage you to continue to play things safe. But what's important is that everybody made it back. And do not worry, Mont'larin. I am not a wizard either. I just try to translate what they say into reports that I can read. Your suggestion makes some sense. It's possible, I suppose. Dex assures me that the obelisks should maintain regardless of how many first waves we experience. To his knowledge, they have no effect other than as a precursor. The shockwave to an explosion, you might say.
Most assuredly, yeah. There are some theories about earthquakes that apply.
Even if there are two of them, I expect everybody at the obelisks should be safe. My only concern is that everybody's able to make it back in time because of how quickly this happened. But nonetheless, glad to see you all safe. And on your extra adventure, good work on retrieving that item. Do you intend to bring it back to this witch you've spoken to?
Of course, ma'am. She seems to be the only one who has any knowledge of how combining the parts of the spell would work. I don't even know if Decus could just work a spell with only one of the components.
Well, at the same time, there's three components, and there were 3 slots in the thing that we believe to be the key. It could actually be more obvious than we think.
And I am actually waiting for a report from the team who went to look for, or the teams who went to look for the other 2 locations.
You've not heard back from them? That's alarming.
Not just yet. They may be coming back around the same time as you. So we'll hope we hear from them today.
I do, yes.
I'm sure they'll be able to make it back all right unless they ran into trouble. But let's not dwell too much on that. So if we find out anything about these other locations that you've informed us of, we'll let your team know. And depending on where they are and how things look, that might be something we send you in for. In the meantime, anything else?
How has your day been, oh Brigadier? I always want to know.
I'm managing approximately 300 lives, and so far we're 200 safe. So ask me again in 2 days. Maybe I'll have a better response.
Absolutely. So completely normal, just with only one of those 300 souls as dedicated to you as I am.
206, rather.
Only you would know the exact number.
How are things going with the ship project?
Well, I've received notification from Dex that they have had to cut things short. He wasn't able to finish the preparations for the obelisk in the amount of time he had before the first wave occurred. He and Nami are on their way back now with everybody else. So they're going to return to Orvis and shelter here for the Redshift. Hopefully nothing problematic happens with the obelisk materials that they leave behind, and then they'll simply head back out in a few days and finish up the task. Assuming all goes as normal as usual.
Good. Any word back from the Silver Coast? I suppose that probably won't be processed for another few days, even if it has, so don't worry.
I do, in fact, have some news about that. We're expecting a group of reinforcements soon. Several people from the Empire who have signed on to support the commission across the expanded area we've been able to cover. And specifically, I've put in a request for people who are skilled at hunting and a bit more focus and combat-oriented folks like yourselves. So, at the very least, we should feel a little more comfortable in the next couple of months, safe at our obelisks, well defended, better than we are now anyway. But on my list, I do have one of yours and Alvisstavver, I believe one of yours, in fact.
Yes.
I should be arriving at Fort Maricus within the next fortnight.
Glad to hear it. I'll be excited to have them with us.
Yes, if they're as advanced as we hope, we should be able to send them out on a similar sort of strike team basis to you all. So I'm sure we'll be able to work something out.
Excellent.
Similar to us. Are you saying perhaps we are peers to an advanced strike force? Alvisstavver chuckles a little bit. I gotta write that down for my master. That's like resume status.
Grontassel, your squad is you are my aces.
Alvisstavver beams. Huh.
I do not need to sugarcoat that for you.
Huh.
You keep doing what you're doing, but be careful. I don't need to see you taking undue risks and getting yourselves killed. That'll set us back by a year.
Alvisstavver straightens up. Yes, ma'am. Sir. Of course.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Now, you should be able to relax at your current site for the Redshift. Rest and take stock of what you have. I'll notify you, like I said, if we find out anything about these other locations, and we'll before the Redshift ends, we'll discuss again what our next plan is going to be.
Sounds like a good idea. I wonder if this one's going to be longer.
Well, we'll see. Now, I'll close the obelisk connection here so that I'm available for the others, anyone else who needs to make contact. So, be well.
Thanks, you too.
So
See you.
let's- till we talk again, of course.
Shuts.
All right.
Call us our aces. I'm sure she just says that to everybody. Alvisstavver dances around a little bit.
We've got some time to eat some food, rest, patch up.
Yep, you guys have plenty of supplies. You can, everyone can take their long rest by slapping that long rest button. Make sure you only hit it once for those of you who spent your hit dice, because they
Oh, good.
won't fully regenerate.
Yeah, but I get
Right.
all 3 of my spells again.
Mm-hmm.
All of which I have to say were well timed and used for those fucking spells.
Oh yeah, I didn't feel like I wasted any spells, but goddamn, I have never been that depleted before.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I was
quite
gonna
an adventure last time around. Very fun to run as well.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys didn't instantly die to the cannon.
Oh, I'm glad that,
That was pretty
we
epic.
reacted to the cannon the way that we did, yeah.
Um,
All of us have played enough Darkest Dungeon to know, how to deal with that.
Well, not all of us.
Oh, good point.
Fair.
How
Oh, hey, good news, everyone. The year is now 1,220.
neat.
And does anybody have a birthday? Hold on, let me check.
This would be Alvisstavver's second birthday if it's past Christmas, yeah.
Let me see. Well, yeah, okay, you had your, you're 26 now.
Shit.
And that was a little while ago. That's what I have written down.
Yep.
So,
Alvisstavver has gone from 25 to 26.
in fact, nobody has a birthday immediately. But now I have to reset all this shit and keep up with it. Yeah. All right.
Because remember, Alvisstavver did that so he can get double gifts. Because he doesn't remember when he was born.
Oh, right. Right before like far enough away from the winter festivals,
Mm-hmm.
but still right next to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. So I actually need to make a whole new calendar page, so that's going to take me a little bit. So we'll say that you guys have maybe we'll call it 5 days of downtime as you're here.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
So if we'd like to manage that now, and for your wallets, each of you will get 30 marks. I'll add that to Arenace's sheet as well.
All right.
Oh yeah, does that mean I can also get the 25 that I was owed last session?
Did you not receive that?
I have a note in my notes section that says owed 25 marks pay. So I guess I was told I got paid, but never actually had it.
You can go ahead and add it. Yeah.
Cool.
I think if we want to fuss about the details, we can say that even though this is a lightweight location, there's somebody here from the commission who is responsible for doling out pay to people who return, even though even though makeshift banker Mercutio is only at the main base, they make sure that the people everywhere else have what they need to
Word.
to do that. Yeah. Okay. One thing I forgot to mention that was happening at the end of last session. It started snowing. First snow of the year, in fact. As soon as the first and second waves happened. And I do want to make it clear that it has been snowing since then, although its effects were not noticeable inside the Flower Sea because it has its heavily enchanted area where kind of the snow just kind of hits and evaporates immediately.
Yeah, I think the
as-
last game you said that it was snowing.
Yeah. As you got out of the Flower Sea and back to reality, the snow at this point is actually laid on quite thick, and by the time you made it back to this temple, it was trudging through well over a foot of snow on the way back
Wow,
here.
that's a lot of snow.
I was going to
Yeah.
say that is kind of a lot, especially
across-
if you're sized.
Yeah, across the like day and a half it took you guys to get back there after the Flower Sea, it has been coming down quite nonstop.
I am glad we came back when we did.
Yeah, one might
Yeah,
even
right.
call it.
Oh shit.
But we'll see what happens about that. For now, you guys are fairly safe inside the temple. There are still a couple of spots that are kind of fairly drafty, and the ceiling is open a bit. But these can be patched up over time. And
not- Totally like Hestia's home.
Kind of, though.
But kinda.
So does anybody have any plans for downtime?
Oh,
like
yeah.
I said, about 5 days.
Yeah, that's enough for a level 3 scroll.
All right, sure. Let's do that first, and then everybody else can think about what they want to do.
It's an Arcana and a Persuasion.
Yeah. So let me just double check. Yeah. So we'll do you're doing a level 3, so you're gonna spend. Okay. So you've got exactly the 5 days. You're gonna spend 500. You're gonna make an Intelligence Arcana, Charisma Persuasion, and then we'll see what you get for your total score.
Womp womp.
All right, 22 though. That is standard. Sells for 100% of the sale price. So it costs 500 to make. You sell it for 1,000.
Excellent.
So that's a profit of 500. And again, I'm not gonna fuss about the details of where that money is going or how you're getting it. We'll just say that's added immediately, and it's somewhere in limbo, and you can spend it at a point.
How much for a proper winter cloak? It does get kind of cold out here.
Let me see.
Got my barrel HQ. I can start bringing that back with me again.
Crack out the old padded barrel. A proper cloak would just be traveler's clothes. So that's 2 gold.
2 gold. What am I actually wearing? Is it a traveler's clothes?
You might have travelers already, but if you want to make the distinction between like heavy coat and like just regular adventuring clothes, then you can.
No, I actually use costume clothes.
Oh, okay. I imagine those are fairly lightweight.
Yeah. Okay.
God. Yeah.
So 2 marks and how much?
Meanwhile,
does it weigh?
Naya and Irenaeus are just like half naked playing outside the whole time.
Now, man, I'm breaking out my old barrel HQ. It's time for us to move around with this again.
Mhm.
Oh, it's aligned with the fucking.
Don't
leather-
let me roleplay for you, Naya. I'm just assuming this is something that happens occasionally.
It's lined with the deer pelt that I got from the goblins, man. This has like
I remember that.
it
Say
has
what, son?
character.
Oh, I was just joking about Naya playing in the snow while everybody else is trying to get warm.
Oh yeah, she's in her element. Her blood is thinned a bit, being down south. But this is her kind of environment.
Cool.
Do Dragonborn make the top part of a snowman a rectangle so that it kind of looks like a Dragonborn head?
No,
Very hard to make that beak.
we
kinda
don't make snowmen where I come
Dragon.
from.
Snow drakes.
What do they make?
We don't do that. At least not in my clan.
Where are we at with the upgrades to facilities?
Let me double check for you. We do have that in the OneNote. Looks like we're at 950. So current level 4 for the major forts. 950 out of 3,800 to get to 5. And for the minor forts, we're at level 3, 0 out of 1,800 to get to level 4.
1,800. I almost have enough to cover that.
I actually was
Certainly
about
put
to
in some of
say
it if you like.
What was that?
You could certainly put in some of it if you like.
No reason to throw the scroll making capital in until I can actually get something done.
That's fair.
and I can't get any like serious appraising done here, can I?
I mean, aside from the people you have here, yeah, not really.
Yeah.
We'd be able to learn
So-
something about that scepter for sure.
Well, yeah, the scepter itself. Sure. No, I was actually that was
You
on
guys
topic.
have identify, I think.
Yeah, we do.
He does, yeah. But it was on topic to upgrading the forts of what I was thinking about. I just no, I would need Mercutio to look at the weird and oddly specific random assortment of things that I have.
The esoteric, so to speak.
It's
Oh,
just
well,
fucking weird. I just
What do you have that you'd like to review?
I have a weird stone from the tower that I got before I was specifically told not to bring stuff from the tower. So I remember pocketing that before I was told that I shouldn't, take apart the tower.
Okay, yeah.
But it was like a blue stone or something like that.
It was one of the fragmented pieces of it, right?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Was that it, or was it one of the buttons off the machine?
I was trying to take apart that panel with the buttons and everything so that
Right,
it
he was
could be
crying-
in the
he was
fullest.
crying out.
Yeah, I was trying to take the whole mechanism out so I could show it to
I see.
Smitty.
Okay.
But this gem is different from that. This is one of the gems that held the door in place or something that she talked through at first.
Oh,
you
like the little intercom thing?
Yeah, exactly. The ones that were in the corner of each room.
I had forgotten that you got that, but yeah, if you have that, I mean, it's not like you can't like call up Mercutio at some point during the Redshift and chat with him.
Yeah, I have a couple of items though that I would want to get appraised because I don't think that my guild really honestly other than this is valuable, thank you for your donation, would take them seriously. So I do want to put them forth to the fort. But yeah, the weird stone was one of them. I also have a ruby in gold housing.
The ruby and gold housing was the one from the tower.
Oh, okay.
That was the like intercom thing.
Okay, that is the intercom thing. Well, then what's the weird stone from the tower?
That I think that might have been when you guys tried breaking through the wall and you may have picked up a piece.
Okay.
I don't recall any other instances of stones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me either.
No, well then that's what it is. I'll say it.
Just those two items?
I got those. What was it? It was. Yeah, no, those two items in particular, actually. Those were the ones that made me feel like, what the hell are these?
Okay. So looking over those, Patricia says, "Well, that ruby looks like, I mean, it's quite a large gemstone. If it's genuine, that should easily net you 100, 150. Yeah, we can manage something like that for sure.
Are there any
The other
spells that
stone,
use a gem like that?
a large ruby.
Yeah. I know
That's
there's
worth
a lot of
looking
ruby
into
dust
for you
stuff.
guys.
Okay.
The
I don't
gold
remember.
housing alone, what would that you think would get us?
I was including that in the appraisal, I think.
Oh,
So,
okay.
large ruby with gold housing, yeah. Yeah, he says that's an easy 150. We could probably, I mean, that could go straight back to the Empire, and assuming it doesn't contain any inherent magic anymore.
I don't think it does, but it's primed for magical use. Honestly, to make like a staff or a scepter with it probably wouldn't be unreasonable with the right materials.
Always remember, adding the right story to a thing can increase its value.
Redshift, magic stone from the Redshift. People, back home, people who aren't involved in this sort of stuff day to day, it's like tourism to them. They hear about and all the people who go home and tell their stories, all the people who are out here sending back letters. It's you should see some of the stuff they've got going on media wise back home.
Alvisstavver laughs. I would love to see what my guild is doing. Yeah.
Honestly, I think by the time you guys all get back home, you might be something of celebrities back there. But that's maybe I shouldn't say anything like that just yet.
I'm all about the lecture circuit once I get back.
I'm gonna drop the sickest album.
My TED Talks are going to be sick.
I'm gonna go on Traveling Bardic.
No one ever takes those guys seriously. No, we're gonna be like the veterans. It's gonna suck.
I already have duties and things when I get back.
Yeah, that's why I'm a student. Hey, you gotta stick to your trade, man. At least that's how Alex feels. Maybe I have to say that. People get the wrong impression of me.
So yeah, you can if you want to sell off that ruby, that's viable.
Oh yeah. The only reason I was wondering about the gold housing by itself is because, like Nimbus said, that there could be a spell component that we need for a large ruby.
Yeah, if you wanna take a look at that, if you guys can look it up now, or if you want to do it over the next week, feel free. We don't have to sell it immediately. Just remind me about it.
Plastic.
The other item, the stone, taking a look at it, he says, "Well, I'm not sure what that is. I'm not really sure what we can do with it. Have somebody send it over, maybe, if you're willing to part with it, and we can take a look at it. And I mean, worst even if it's worth nothing, it's something worth studying. I'm sure Dex will like it."
Most assuredly. I was even thinking I could just get some more information off of it before I send it back to my guild for further study. We could, cut it in half, give Decus a piece. But yeah, I'm willing to part with it. Just so long as if it is inert or useless, that part of it at least gets back to my guild.
Yeah. So next time, or next break in the Redshift, you can just hand it off to somebody and they'd be able to run it back for you. Same with the ruby if you want to get rid of it.
We'll decide that in chat. Yeah.
Naya, if you need to break off, we can do your downtime a little bit later. So I might keep going with the rest, and we'll just finish up some quick stuff, and then we'll pick right back up next time.
Good night, Naya.
Cool.
Night,
See ya.
Right,
Good
thanks for
night,
coming.
Paul.
Now, why don't I tell you guys about that scepter?
No.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah,
I don't have to.
let's hear
I like
about it.
scepters.
Well, I mean, Naya's not here. But yeah.
You don't have to identify it. You could just put it in a box.
I'm pretty
No,
sure I'd
we
identify
can
it.
identify it. Yeah.
So, this object can be used as an arcane focus. It has 3 charges. While carrying it, the wielder, who is attuned to it, it does require attunement, can use an action to expend 1 charge and cast Dominate Beast from it on a beast that has an innate swimming speed.
Wow.
Neat. That's very specific.
Oh, so is it for riding out to the other tower, the sea tower?
Interesting.
It regains 1d3 charges on long rest.
Fuck. Didn't we see a tower
Out
that
of
we
the water,
couldn't
yeah,
access? Yeah.
in the ocean, yeah. So is
Yeah, we're
this
trying
for-
to build a boat to get there, remember?
There
Right,
is
so-
there is some sort of spire out in the ocean. Last you checked.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, is this somehow related to back in the day where someone would want to travel to that spire regularly? Would they be using some
Well,
sea
it
mount?
wasn't underwater before, so probably not.
All right.
Yeah, the current location of the ocean doesn't match with your old map.
Yeah, that doesn't fit.
Also, Mont'larin, you'd probably remember this from your time at the original vault that you guys found. There was quite a strong water motif in that area.
Oh yeah, that's right. Like with the endless fountain and all kinds of stuff. You're totally right.
Yeah. I like the symbology too. There were a bit of like wavy and water droplet things involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought it might have been like a temple to some sort of water goddess or something. Before we realized it was a vault, I mean.
Right. And even to get inside, you had to, what was it, like submerge yourself in a fountain?
Yeah, exactly. Which we had to fill from a never-ending source.
Yes. Okay then. So that is an object you guys have now. You can do whatever you want with it.
Very cool.
Well, it's
Great.
important.
Yeah, is it part of our quest?
Yeah, we shouldn't do whatever we want with it yet until we learn what the witch would have us do.
Sure. I mean, it's D&D, so you can do whatever you want with it. But
Right.
if do whatever you want with it and includes wait and see what she tells you to do, then that's a valid choice.
But do whatever you want with it also means that Alvisstavver totally tried to attune with it because he grabbed it.
Not in your butt.
Don't.
I thought you sleep with it under your pillow, right?
I mean, yeah, okay. Alvis, if you want to attune to it, that should be possible for you to do.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was any more steps to it. I'm actually this is Alvisstavver's and mine as a player character's first time attuning to anything.
Attuning to something, you just need to spend 1 hour in contact with it, and like actively attuning, and whatever that represents is kind of up to you. But essentially, it's just you're not doing anything else for this 1 hour. You are taking the time to attune to it, and then it is yours. You can break attunement whenever you want, and I think the way it works is like, can somebody else? I'll just double check and see if like somebody can steal attunement, or if you have to specifically break attunement real quick.
His attuning process was definitely when he was feeling like a badass riding towards the party.
Oh yeah.
Finding the party, you know.
I mean,
Just
that's
very
fair. You
lot.
could have attuned to it before you knew what it did.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just looking up attunement right now because I want to. Okay, there's no attunement section in the index. Let's try magic item attunement.
seems like a lack of forethought. Shouldn't there be?
Magic item, see under wealth. I mean,
What the fuck?
all right.
That's
Turn to page 32.
is that
Page 15.
designed as
page
intended,
48.
or an editor
Turn to page
fucking
32.
with the design?
No, it is in the wealth section. 144.
Yeah, but attunement should always be in the index under like a small blurb and the page to which attunement could be found on.
Yeah, actually, this part doesn't say anything about attunement.
See,
is there not a fucking attunement section in the player's handbook? That seems wrong.
I found it in the compendium.
You did? What section is it in?
Magic items.
Magic item. I mean, magic.
So are they
item-
reserving it to like a DM topic?
Yeah, that's weird. All right, thanks, compendium. You know what? Roll 20. You're good for something.
That's a strange design choice, because magic attunement should be something that's within player knowledge.
Magic item.
Is that like too meta or something?
Wait, I'm like trying to figure out where this is.
Attunement ends if it's more than 100 feet away from the person it was attuned to.
Oh, you know what? No, I think this is from the DMG. Actually.
That's probably
No. Oh, wait,
true.
no. It's in the SRD. Okay, so it should be in the handbook somewhere. I don't know where the fuck this is. Like,
Sorry, I'm not being helpful at all. I'm just complaining about the
no, that's
design.
fine. I'm complaining too.
Yeah.
As a quality insurance
Okay.
guy, I can tell you exactly how this is fucked up and why, but I'm not
Thank you.
helping you.
That is exactly what I wanted to know. Someone else can steal the attunement.
Lovely.
That is how things work. But yeah, basically, as long as you keep it on your person, you're attuned to it, and then you can do the thing. Otherwise, unless you're using it to cast a spell, it is just a scepter that can be used as an arcane focus. It doesn't do anything else.
Will it use up one of its charges if I use it
No.
as a focus?
Nope.
Nope.
Use
Okay.
focus.
Cool.
Only to cast the particular spell.
Cool. Well, then I definitely attuned to it unwittingly, because that's Alvisstavver for you.
Yeah. Here you go. Let me DM you the description so you can write it down.
Lovely. It is a deep scepter.
Yeah, that's its name.
Do I know that upon attuning with it?
You might. I'm not sure if it has a explicit name. That's up
It's
to
just
you.
more of how it thinks of itself.
It is a deep scepter.
Yeah,
Don't
is
be in your butt, all right? You keep talking about attuning the deep scepter.
Is it one of those magic items that has like
No, dude, it's a deep
personality?
scepter. I took philosophy in college.
Yeah, I get it.
or is this a relatively like inert arcane item?
It is inert in that sense.
That is probably the wrong word. Yeah.
Huh. So no obvious sense of keenness?
It's not. I can tell you, it's not sentient.
Okay.
It's just your regular old enchanted stick.
I'm almost disappointed, though. I think like hijacking whales for rides is actually pretty fucking cool. So I'll take.
Yeah. Right.
While we're here, do the rest of you three want to do any downtime activities?
Yeah. It occurs to me that I could probably manufacture a Misty Step scroll for sale.
Keep in mind, you can also manufacture scrolls to use if you like, but for sale works too.
Yeah, well, I have an idea of like eventually, like I've got like 300 marks or so right now, and I have this idea in my head of eventually just like dumping them all on the fort. So I have an interest in making money, but I'm not like Nimbus. I don't have like an enterprise or anything. I just see what he's doing and going, oh,
I can help out. Yeah, but
exactly.
you've got like your little. It's it's something to keep your hands busy for 3 days. Craft your
Right.
like thing and cast it like whispering into your dream catcher sort of thing you built.
Exactly. But like at the end of the day, Mont'larin doesn't like work. That's like that's things non-nobles do.
No.
I just have hobbies. You know?
He's providing a item of value through effort, not labor.
I'm back.
Exactly.
Roll Arcana and Persuasion, please.
All right, 1 second. I actually accidentally just
Fucking
closed my character.
nobles is all that Alvisstavver thinks. He has his nose
funny.
held up high, but you gotta work for your fucking wealth, man.
What'd I miss?
Just a little bit of attunement rules looking up. We found it eventually. Okay, not bad.
Jokes about the scepter being called a deep scepter.
And then the other one's persuasion, right?
Correct. Yeah. First Arcana to see how well you make the thing, and then Persuasion to kind of see like how well the concept of selling it to somebody goes. Misty Step is a pretty solid. Ooh, nice. 31.
Wow. Okay.
So you are safely within the 100% range. So you generate 250 gold out of that.
Sweetness.
I like it when the crowd starts doing the misty step at my shows.
But yeah, otherwise, man, I would just be helping to patch up any of the holes and try to winterize this place.
Definitely making a little bit of progress this week, especially as like the snow keeps coming down, and there's absolutely work there to clear things out front. There is definitely kind of a tense moment when the Redshift finally arrives, and it first washes over you all. But as normally happens, the Redshift continues overhead, but the miasma stops at the semi-sphere that you are contained in, and the air does not fill with red mist, and there's kind of just a collective sigh of release of tension as the Redshift apparently behaves as normal.
Yeah, there wasn't any like weird double wave or anything.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, just a little reminder though of how terrifying the red mist is. That red
yeah.
fog.
I mean, all things considered, at any moment, in theory, these things could stop working.
Oh yeah, no, just I have grown quite accustomed to being comfortable
300
here.
400 people instantly die horrible deaths, but hey.
Exactly.
Right.
No,
like imagine how Vesov was the day it happened the first time.
Oh Jesus! Why? Why would you want to imagine that?
What a mess.
For the very first time, I think you've had a little bit more insight into that too after talking to the witch.
Yeah,
That's exactly. Yeah, I mean,
and this feeling of the of this double redshift. That's exactly what I was saying. It's like
she did have
added some tension.
She did have like sending contact with the cities the day it happened.
Gross.
Sad.
That must have been quieting after the moment.
Vaguely horrific.
Well, I mean, yeah, she to go into it again a little bit, she kind of told you about it, where she was like, she knew something was happening and like pretty much instantly lost Bess, and she contacted the other places, but like she only had access to the main cities. First of all, like she couldn't get access to any of the smaller villages around the country, and
right, and she said that didn't last.
Yeah, because as soon as the Redshift hit anywhere, it was basically wiped off the map. And like the whole idea of like this one random witch out in the wilderness who nobody ever talks to, like calling up using sending to call up a bunch of these cities, like the head of the city guard or like the local wizard who lived in that town or whatever, and being like, hey, I lost contact with Vess. you need to make an evacuation plan now. And people just being like, what?
The fuck are you?
Like they could obviously see the redshift happening, but like,
Yeah, but then it was. I mean,
yeah, like all of a sudden you're just like, oh, we have to evacuate the entire country in a day.
Under
didn't-
little notice.
yeah, not happening.
And
I'm just surprised she like could do anything. Just like the silence after that. I'm imagining that, you know, because of all the communications, the technology that they had, that it kind of just went quiet. Like she gets no horrific screams or weird mutations happening off, you know, in the distance. It's like, the fuck. All right,
Yeah.
I've lost complete like that. That's at least how I imagined it.
I mean, yeah, it's like one minute you're sending to the head wizard over at the city and getting a response back from them, and then you send again and it just doesn't go through, and you're like, that city is now not there anymore. Yeah, I mean, she did have 1,000 years inside a proxy brain to not think about her own life, so that at least was something.
Damn.
Alvis and Evergreen, what do you want to do in your downtime?
I am other than
Wanted to
value.
actually, I want to interview Alvis and Mont'larin about what happened in their other world, so I can write a song about it.
I just give him the map. I'm like, dude, this is just an elaborate storytelling prop, and it has no.
I'm gonna put this on the outside of the book of songs.
Cool.
It'll cover.
Alvis is still a little dejected. You know, if I ever want something out of it, please save a copy or something for me. But I can't look at this.
You'll get a copy. It's gonna blow up.
I can't look at it right now. Sure.
Boy, Evergreen, if you ask me, I will tell you all about my heroic test and the trials I faced and the way I sacrificed to get to the very.
See, I never saw
I'm
that.
gonna write this like multi-chapter song, you know, in the vein of like, you know, hemispheres or something.
He never saw that, so does he assume it actually happened, or does he assume Mont'Larin's bullshitting?
I'm assuming that Mont'Larin, like, I saw weird shit happen, and I saw a guy run past me, and I gave some alms to some hands that were really suspiciously made or put out there for me, and as a joke, I paid them rather than taking it from me, because I suspected they wanted me to take from it, whoever they are, and he makes quotes in the air. But anyway, no, I think, like, what the fuck are you talking about, Mont'Larin? Like, that was just a head trip. I literally just walked through everything. There's a weird dude who just ran past me in some alms. That's it.
I think perhaps because I come from another world, that perhaps it didn't immediately recognize the virtue of my heart. And thus I was tested and had to prove myself before it would allow me access to the treasure. But in the end, we prevailed. Clearly, I have demonstrated my heroic name.
I'm not but Alvisstavver just stays agape. Like, you think I'm virtuous?
Well, clearly. You said yourself you gave alms to open hands. Is that not a virtuous act, my friend?
I did that.
Sure.
I did that out of skepticism and irony, not out of virtue. Thank you very much.
Oh, we each fall to our own delusions in the end, don't we?
Oh, I forgot you're religious too. A noble and religious.
So it's right around now, a couple of days into the Redshift, that the obelisk lights up. And the Brigadier is present.
Oh, on downtime also,
I'll
I've been
give you
calling the
bottle of wine.
Brigadier for every
And he
dinner,
came
of
from
course.
right around the corner there.
She is not
You're
available for
never gonna
most
see
of
him.
it.
There's a man
I
sitting
know.
outside.
It's just that she
And
knows
said,
that I'm
"Show
putting
me
out
your
these
boobs, I'll
calls.
give you a bottle of
Okay.
wine." I was like,
Um,
"What?" He
No
said, "Yeah, show me your
unsolicited
boobs,
scepter
I'll give you a
pics.
bottle of wine."
No,
Right around
nothing
the
like
corner
that. Alvisstavver is above that kind of fucking
what we found?
chaotic.
Look at the
That
thing I
is
found.
chaotic evil. That is chaotic evil. Alvisstavver is just gonna slyly put that there. It's just a little problematic, not really problematic.
um,
But anyway, no, she is here after.
yeah,
I'm
she's
sorry.
very much here. No, you're okay. Please continue.
Fuck.
She says, everyone, good news. We had a team report back to Orbis before the Redshift arrived. I think we found your second key.
Oh my.
Lay.
We had a small scouting team run out south beyond the river in the swampland, following your instructions that you received from the witch. They kept an eye out for a grand tree. They found something matching that description. The report says a tree, although perhaps not as grand as it once was. But they did find a staircase within the trunk of the tree.
Oh.
And this was meant to be there, not an effect of the Redshift.
We'll assume it was meant to be there. No indications that it was supremely unnatural anyway in the report.
Okay. I was just saying we've seen buildings sliced and
that is true. But if this area matches the rough location that the witch gave and the description more or less, so if there's meant to be a key hidden here, then this perhaps seems like it might be the place. I can give you the description of the area where it is, and if you all have the chance, you might be able to get down there and check it out. Otherwise, we can always send in another squad to see if they're able to handle it.
I mean, that sounds up our alley for what it's worth.
yeah, most definitely.
But it does.
Sort of thing we do.
How far away is it from the nearest location? The nearest base?
Well, if you travel by lizard, it should be only a matter of a couple of days out from Orbis.
Oh,
so
that's not bad.
I don't suppose anybody from here would have any trouble reaching it and getting back.
You might even have enough time to do it leaving from here.
Perhaps, yes. If you leave from there and then return to Orbis, still, however it goes. I'm inclined to assume, until further notice, that we've found the second location, so we'll dedicate more resources to looking for the third.
That's fantastic news.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very good. Well then, I just wanted to inform you all of that so that you can plan accordingly. good evening, and
Have a great rest of your day.
yeah, that is that, and I think that's probably a great place to end off on.
Yeah.
So we'll
All
pick
right.
up next time with whoever joins in. You guys can head out from here to whatever you feel like for your next task. We'll figure that out next time, or if you guys want to like make up a plan between now and then, that's fine. So we're on 9 p.m. next week Eastern.
Yeah.
And we'll have that game next week. We'll be off on the 5th. We'll be on the 12th and the 19th again, and then I'll figure out some stuff for like the 4th of July weekend going forward and everything.
Sounds
Yeah.
good, man.
Good.
Yeah.
Rocking.
Good game, guys.
Thanks for the
thank
session,
you for
dude.
staying up. Yeah.
Thanks for hosting.
Yeah, not too late this time, so it's good.
Sweet.
See you next
3 or whatever.
See ya.
Cool.
See you
later.
guys.
Later, guys.